Are you kidding me? You They always change this thing around. Every time I pop up on the streaming, they always change it around. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? I just saw that they were going to have a 2025 game award show. Oh my god, why? What the What the hell? Wolverine post is lit. What the hell? Yo, Dominique, what the freak? I just found out that they're having a 2025 Game of the Year awards. That's insane. Yo, Hill, what's good, fam? What the hell? Oh my god, this is getting bad. This is getting really bad. Now we're rewarding each other for nothing now. This is bad. This is horrible. Gaming is exactly where they wanted it to be, though. Gaming right now is currently at the current state that they want it to be, man. I cannot, and I knew this day was coming. I knew this day was coming a long, 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 long time ago. Over 10 years ago, I was telling people this is the current state that they want gaming to be. Just complete and utter trash. I was trying to defend you guys. I was trying to protect you guys, man. But y'all took it as me trying to protect you that was in something. What was that in? Was that I Am Legend? I Am Legend and I Will Smith. I think it was I Am Legend. The man was on an island by himself with these creatures, these demons, these monsters, you know what I mean? And yet he was still trying to save them, right? Was it I Am Legend? Terrible times when, hey, what's up, Hill? There's a Game Award. Yeah, that's what I said. Sly, I was flicking and chilling, and it was like Jeff Keighley Game Awards tomorrow. I said tomorrow. The hell have I been missing out on? There is absolutely no reason whatsoever for Sony, PlayStation, whoever. Nobody deserves an award. Nintendo, nobody deserves an award for the crap that we have been receiving this 2025 season. What the hell? I'm pretty sure they're going to give all the awards to Expedition 33. I never played that game, never will. If it gets awards, I won't be upset. I won't be mad. I won't be angry. I'm glad that turn-based role-playing games are finally getting the acknowledgement. Sadly, it's coming from Expedition 33, where Expedition 33 has gameplay mechanics that we've already seen before in other franchises, and yet not one award was given to those games from the whole counter system. Expedition 33 has this counter system when you can hit the button or things of that stuff. Those were things that were done in the Mario and Luigi RPGs. Those were things were done in the Mario RPGs, and yet nobody within the gaming industry has paid any attention to those gameplay mechanics. But now a Western developer does it. All of a sudden, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I've seen people saying that the Expedition 33, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. People were saying that Expedition 33 created the turn based genre. I was like, this is crazy. Expedition 33 was cool at first, but after 3 hours, you've seen everything the game has to offer. It looks like that type of game. It looks like a type of game when you just look at it and you just be like, I see, there's nothing there that really the graphical art choice that they chose, it's not connecting with my eyes. I think it's connecting with more of an Aspergian, Western Caucasian type of. For some reason, they like that type of look. You know what I mean? I'm a guy that really, I like brighter colors. As you can see within my decor, my home, I like to go with colors, 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 colors. Things of that such. My room is kind of an orange and theme, as you can see right now with the Wolverine poster. I'm going with a more of an orange type of a Hanuman type of color scheme in the living room. Other rooms in my house are going to have different color schemes, but I'm going something orange here. Low bright colors. Yeah. Yo, Dot, what's up, man? Damn Zobi, you where you been, man? Sorry, dudes. Work has been consuming me, but I got sick. I don't know about sick, but I'm a little under the weather, so I just said let me hop on the stream and talk to my brothers. I was seeing that there's a game award show, and I was just offended. It offended me that there was a game award show. I was like, for what? This is by far the worst gaming year I've ever seen in my entire flipping life. So bad. Oh my God. I would like to get the numbers, statistics of people who bought the video games this year. Did anybody even buy video games this year? I didn't even buy video games. I think I bought was that this year? The Dragon Quest 3 remaster? I bought that. I didn't even play it. The games that I would be interested in, I have no interest in. What? Can we cancel Octopath Travelers? Oh my God, I can't stand looking at that stupid Octopath art style. Somebody said this is a new Octopath game. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was a new Octopath game. Octopath Traveler 0. I was like, it looks like the last goddamn game that came out. Whose idea was to keep coming out with this graphic style over there at Square Enix? I swear to God, if you didn't put Octopath Traveler 0 that I didn't even know came out, I wouldn't even know the difference between Octopath Travelers 1 and 2. It's the same stupid combat system, the break system. It's the same stupid graphics. Oh my God. When I grew up, we deliberately knew the difference between JRPGs. We knew when we looked at that was Final Fantasy 7. When we looked at that was Final Fantasy 6. We can tell that was Final Fantasy 8. We can tell that was Final Fantasy 9. But you got Octopath Travelers 1, 2, 0, triangle strategies. I'm looking at these games and I really cannot tell the difference. You can tell the difference between the Xenogears and the Chrono Triggers. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. What happened to my favorite JRPG genres? It's insane. The only game I bought was the Neptunian Switch port. You can read the comments. The hell? Why can't I read the comments? Wow, what a horrible. Hey, Wisdom, what's up, man? What a horrible, 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 horrible. And we predicted this, guys. We predicted that this is where gaming was going. I tried my best. I was like Will Smith and I Am Legend. Me fighting to try to save and protect gaming drove me crazy. I was insane. I was talking to people that weren't even real. I'm talking to mannequins like Will Smith and I Am Legend. Yeah. Me trying to save people drove me crazy. That's why I'll be taking these breaks. I'm insane. I'm literally insane now. uh, Man, why is there an Autopack 2 and 3? Yeah! Bro, it's a 0 now. There's an Autopack 0. And I know why Square Enix is making these games. They're very cheap to make. And you're really reprinting the same exact garbage. They added some type of something that I would be interested in, but what people are telling me that the mechanics are not needed. They created some type of town building simulator. It's like you can build the town, but you can't really do nothing. You just build the town. You know what I mean? You can just put the houses where you want to put them, and that's it. Except for creating a game within the game. You got the town building mechanics. You can start farming. You can start, mating and breeding with the women in the town. You can start mating and breeding cows and stuff and having more livestock. You can't do nothing like that. It's just a stupid town. It's dumb. These developers well, good news. There's some good news coming from Sony and it's coming from Square Enix. I saw these news articles of listen up. There's good news coming out from Sony and Square Enix. I'll believe it when I see it, right? They're 15 years too late. I've been telling them 15 years ago what to do. They're 15 years too late. Good news coming out of Square Enix and Sony. This is old news, but just in case if you guys don't know, you probably don't know because gaming is dead, right? I saw from Sony where they said that they're going to drop the Western division and they're going to be focusing on being the number one market in Japan again. I saw that. They said they want to be the number one market in Japan again. So they want to compete with Nintendo. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Competition is good. Come on, stop. Competition is a good thing. If you're going to be competing for Japan's attention, that's a good thing. Especially from Sony, because Sony has dedicated themselves into turning their backs on Japan and the people who are into the Japanese culture and things of that such. So they're going to get back to that. Here's another good thing coming from Square Enix. Square Enix dropped their Western division. They dropped the all the people. From what I heard, that they dropped. Uh, what's that weird company that came in? I don't know why Square Enix took these people on. I know why they took them on. Square Enix took these people on because of people like me. My video went viral, and they needed the Western powers to be to block somebody, a voice like mine. I did a video warning: do not buy Final Fantasy VII. That video went viral. That's one of the highest viewed videos ever. You know what I mean? All of YouTube. I got over a million, over millions and millions of interactions on that video. That video put fear in the hearts of Square Enix. There was a black man on there talking crazy, right? And it got millions and millions of views, millions and millions of interactions. It's the number one most viewed video. And Square Enix hooked up with what's that? Sweet Baby Inc. They hooked up with them because they have connections with YouTube and Google to block channels. You know what I mean? Now they blocked my after that video. I've never got any views on my channel ever again. No views, no subscribers ever again because of that video. Because it was a very powerful video, and I was right about the Final Fantasy VII remake and remerge before the game even came out. I was right, and the game came out, and this is what happened. People never do this. They came back and said, "Yo, you were right. You were right." So they needed the Western powers to be to silence channels like mine, specifically my channel and my channel alone. It's true. Sweet Baby Inc. Yes. Sweet Banal Inc. Yes. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Investors are furious at Square Enix over the global stuff. Yes. Yes. Now they were so focused on me, the troll, that their business went down in shambles. Now I told you people when you mess with Zobi 70, there's some type of secret entity, some type of monkey energy that comes in and messes everything up. I told you guys that years ago. That still stands strong till this day. I am right. It's where Enix messed around and messed with my channel. I can barely get over 5 people in here. I can barely get over 5 likes on this channel. And I'm literally the greatest YouTuber to ever grace YouTube ever. That's pathetic. Meanwhile, you have people who are just complete losers on this, thing, and they're getting over billions and billions of views because YouTube is specifically directing people to these loser channels. You know what I mean? But that was Sweet Baby Ink's job. They said, hey, we'll get rid of Zobi 70. You just got to let us come in and censor your games. You got to let us come in and do this and that and this and the third. So by doing that, Square Enix went downhill by putting in Sweet Baby Inc. coming in and censoring a dead man's work. They literally censored people like me, like Akira Toriyama. They censored a dead man's work. Lest the body hasn't even been buried yet. The body is still warm, and I'm not saying this to be mean to Akira Toriyama. I'm just trying to give you guys a visual that his body is still warm. They haven't even buried the man yet, and they're already going there and censoring his work, putting, taking, removing, and adding and removing. And this is offensive to me. This is the reason why I won't buy these games. Will I buy them used? Give GameStop the money? Yeah, I can do that, but the money will not be going to Square Enix. I know that. I know that. Yeah, Square Enix won't get a dime. I'd rather give the money to GameStop. I am totally against any type of GameStop propaganda or hate. I am totally against it. You'll get banned in my channel if you start hating on GameStop. GameStop helped me keep a lot of money out of the hands of these disgusting developers, evil, disgusting developers. If that's what it takes for these games to actually have great stories, that's cool. Yeah. What you talking about, Sweet Baby Inc? They've ruined the stories. But anyway, Square Enix says that they've fired the whole Western Division. The Western Division is gone. They're out of here. They're finito. They're done. They're gone. But you didn't hear anything about it from the gaming media. The gaming media, IGN, and things of that such. If there is still an IGN, I don't know. You didn't hear anything, but these are the reports that are coming out of Square Enix. They're out of here. They're gone. They're finished. Finito. That's a good thing. We can get back to making good games again. You know what game I am into? Because I was trying to think, like, what the hell game am I even? Is there a game that you guys are even interested in? Because people are talking about, I'm starting to do my research before I do my videos, and I'm putting Game Awards 2025, and people are still running this whole scam of being a loser. They're literally making excuses for being a loser. You know what I mean? Like, if you're watching the Game Awards of 2025, you are the ultimate loser. You know what I mean? Like, you're the ultimate weirdo. And there's something seriously wrong with you for literally tuning in to watch the Game Awards. So they're making excuses for being a weirdo, right? So they're going on here and they're saying, well, I'm going to watch the Game Awards because of the game announcements. And I'm like, it's 2025. What game can you be excited for? Nintendo's not showing up. Not that I'm rocking with Nintendo or anything like that, but Nintendo's not showing up. What game can be announced? I saw somebody make some type of Square Enix is going to be there and they're going to be announcing the Final Fantasy 13 collection. What the hell can be shown? Now, if there was a game that I would be interested in, and yet I still have my I'm on the defense when it comes to that game, would be the Dragon Quest VII remake. That looks like a game that is going into the right direction. Only thing is that concerns me about the Dragon Quest remake, Seven remake, is the main thing that concerns me a lot of modern games, and that is the removal of features. That bothers me. I don't mind you making tweaks when it comes to, before you had to go to a save point and now there's an auto save feature. That's not a big, it bothers me a little bit, but it's not a big deal. What else? You took away the random battles and now you have enemies sprayed across the field. That doesn't bother me. It did for a minute, but then I played Dragon Quest 11. And then I went to another game that had the auto battles, the random battles, and I was kind of irritated. I was like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So yeah, okay, I don't mind those little things. But you start removing things, And I'm hearing they're getting rid of the beast tamer class. They're getting rid of the access to taming beast. That's one of my favorite features in Dragon Quest, is the ability to capture demons. I heard that was going to be removed. That pisses me off. That pisses me off so much when you remove features. And then people say, "Who cares, man? I don't care about collecting monsters anyway, man. Who freaking cares?" And really, that pisses me off the most. Yeah, I'm getting that for sure, but they say it looks a lot of side quests. Final Fantasy 16 was so bad it made everyone fall in love with 13. Yo, that's how it be. The modern it always happens. A lot of people say this. They be like, well, y'all hated Final Fantasy 12 when that came out. Y'all hated Final Fantasy 8 when that came out. Y'all hated Final Fantasy 9 when it came out. And yes, that's true. But these games that are coming out right now are so bad that they make us fall in love with 13. I still don't like 13. I played 13 over the summer a few years ago. It was still trash. You know what I mean? But I'd rather play that than play Final Fantasy 16. But hell yeah, you look at 16 compared to Final Fantasy 8. Final Fantasy 8 is amazing compared to 16. My God, who in their right freaking mind? who, who in their right mind wants to play an action-based Final Fantasy game? That's insane to me. Oh my God, man, this franchise would be so much better if I could tap the square button all day. That's insane. Oh my God, this game is missing some combos, man. If only I could do some. And that was the complete and utter downfall of Final Fantasy. By listening to people who basically have Aspergerians. What the hell would I listen to somebody like that? Respectfully, I mean, I got nothing against people with Aspergerians, but you got problems, my friend. It's not your fault. The food and the medications and the doctors and you know what I mean. The chemtrails and things like that. Such as I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying you got a problem. There wasn't a single good game all year. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, wait, was this the year of Grand Theft? Was Grand Theft Auto supposed to come out this year? I think this was probably. I mean, I don't. I'm making excuses and stuff right now. I know that, but like, was Grand Theft Auto supposed to come out this year? Like, like what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? This is bad. There should be no award show. There has to be a show where we have all the gaming developers sit down at a table and we really need to start asking some questions. What the hell? Tired of these blind labels where we don't see who's running the show, especially when it pertains to the West. Activision, Blizzard, the only people we see is Tom Howard at Bethesda, but everybody else is hidden for some strange reason. I need to start seeing some faces and I need to start asking some goddamn questions. Why is gaming this bad? Why as is every game we've moved past this whole woke shit. It never was a thing. It never was a thing. It never was popular. It never was cool. It never was the thing. Why are we still putting woke in video games? Everybody else has moved past it. Hollywood has moved past it. Television commercials, companies, Costco's, Target, Walmart, Xbox, we've all moved past it. Why the hell are we still doing woke? Why are we still seeing lesbians running around lifting things and kicking people? And they're only 65 pounds, soaking wet. Why do we see gay African samurai? Why are we seeing lesbian women samurai from in a Japanese game made by Sony Japan was the what is this? Why is gaming so outdated? We've moved past this. This is some old corny stuff that you guys, some old corny demonic stuff that you guys try to slip into our bloodstreams. That's old. That's played out. Why are we still doing it? That's not gaming. Why have you infected Japan? Why have you terrorized Japan into getting on board with that ideology and philosophy as well? Why? It's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Because all the new releases are trash. Companies are seriously going mask off. Yeah. Oh yeah, they got the $90 game. Everything that we love gaming for is gone. Gaming was a hobby for us because of how convenient it was. $100 games is not convenience. Why has the Western gaming at that? Uh, uh, why have they turned their backs on us, the number one supporters? This is why there can't be no Game of the Year awards. There's nothing made for us. This is ridiculous, man. We don't got no nothing. They took Evo from us. What's it called? Evo? No, I'm sorry. E3? They took the E3 away from us. And you guys complied to it as well. I mean, come on, man. I don't need no E3 anyway. E3 has always been what E3 was. I don't know where people got this idea that E3 was just this smorgasbord of games just being released every hour within the second between the conference. E3 has always been E3. The way E3 was has always been what it was. We got a bunch of these Johnny come latelys, these newcomers that are coming in trying to tell us what E3 should be. And they didn't grow up on E3 like I grew up on E3, man. E3 wasn't a special event for me. I would sit down, I would have my candy, and yes, there was some duds, but there was some cool stuff that came out of it as well. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe where gaming has gone. And sadly, I have to say that you guys have complied to the bullshit. Would you be interested in a game not intended to entertain but used to deprogram the mind? I feel the demand for something new is needed because gaming has lost the plot. Sorry for that. Yes, yes, there has to be something new to come in to deprogram or to get the programming correct. You know what I mean? From time to time, within uh, the last 10 years, there has been something to come in to break up the monotony uh, when it pertains to entertainment. And there has for gaming, there isn't nothing. We have nothing. Square Enix has even complied. They claim that they're going against the Western powers that be. But I remember we did a stream on the Extendo podcast, probably one of the best gaming podcasts I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not trying to pat myself on the shoulder, but we were. It wasn't just Zobi 70 doing the Extendo podcast; it was you guys as well, and we were literally every week we were breaking down the cycle of way that things. It's a cycle, it was literally a cycle. We watched them do this. And when we were doing it, people thought we were insane. They thought we were crazy. When we were calling these things out, remember in the comment section, they thought we were crazy. Like, cuckoo, these people are crazy. Cuckoo, cuckoo. You guys were sending me articles. Namco Bandai sold out, Capcom sold out, Square Enix sold out on us, following the West's lead. Remember, we did these videos. We should not be surprised at what we're seeing today. We can't be surprised. I haven't played the good game in 10 years. Wow. Did Dragon Quest 11 come out in the last 10 years? That was a good game. That was like the last good game I played was Dragon Quest 11. What's a good game? Man, you might have a point. Dragon Quest 11 was the last good game I played. Tales of Vesperia, that was good, but that came out like 20 years ago. Everybody's hopping on the retro wave, man. A lot of people hopping on like Xenogears right now. That game came out 25 years ago. People are just now hopping on to Xenogears. I've been telling people about Xenogears since my beginning, this is my first video on YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of people hop on the Xenogears wave right now. Video games are going slop. Yeah. All this crying. Who's crying? Angry gamer therapy session. Who's crying? Nobody's crying. Keep, all right, I'm crying, but listen, listen, I'm crying, but listen, if I'm crying, then I don't know what the hell you're going through. Gaming is bad. If I'm crying, whew, I feel bad for you. I'm good. My money is saved. I don't have to spend a dime. Y'all the ones wasting all that goddamn money. Idiots. Watch that Game Awards. Gaming is a psyop now. My stream got taken down. My last stream got taken down. I don't know what was going on. Somebody asked a question. All of a sudden, some type of YouTube agent came in and shut the stream down. You know what I mean? I was live, but nobody could see the stream, Somebody in my last stream, man, they asked a nice, good question. I don't know who that was. I forgot. He was like, do you think this is on purpose? Do you think that they are purposely destroying entertainment and gaming, movies and everything? You know what I mean? I believe that there is a purpose, conscious. I think people have, because I saw a tweet. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody within the LGBT community. He was a gaming developer. And from time to time, you can catch these demonic people telling the truth. I remember I saw a tweet from a developer that says, I can't wait until they have nothing to play. Because according to, just like Zoo Boy, we were crying, all this crying and complaining about LBGTs and you know what I mean? I can't wait till they have nothing to play. And sometimes from time to time, these demons tell on themselves. And I just thought that was a very interesting tweet that he left, or whatever you want to call it. That was very interesting that he knows something that we don't know. He was right. That's why I say they tell on themselves. He was right. So yes, do I think it's an orchestrated plan to make things less creative? Yes, I do. I do. I don't just see it with you guys. Don't just see it within your entertainment and things of that such as well as either. You'll see it within your everyday life. You know what I mean? Look at McDonald's now. I haven't eaten from McDonald's in over 5 or 6 years. Look at McDonald's now compared to McDonald's in the past. You go into McDonald's, all you see is gray. There's a SpongeBob episodes that breaks this down where Mr. Krabs sold off the Krusty Krab to the corporations. You know what I mean? And not that the Krusty Krab is perfect, but SpongeBob was a guy who would put care and love into creating. SpongeBob would put love and care into the Krabby Patties. I believe SpongeBob made a Krabby Patty one time, and then he gave it a little kiss and gave it off. You know what I'm saying? SpongeBob used to put love, and I mean, he literally one time he put like a blanket on the Krabby Patty. So the crab, I'm not like SpongeBob put love and care into creating the Krabby Patties, and then Mr. Krabs sold off his business, and the corporations came in, and it was a clunk clunk. It was a machine that was making the Krabby Patties. You know what I mean? It was some cockeyed weirdo. He was looking like Jeff Keighley in the face. Go back and watch that episode of SpongeBob. You go into you go into McDonald's compared to McDonald's in the past. You had the jungle gyms, you had the balls, all the colors. I was looking at the picture how things looked back in the day to how they look now. There was color everywhere, and color inspires creation. Color, they can use certain colors to get your attention on certain things to activate certain things in the pineal gland in your brain. But if you got this new Elder Scrolls fonts, this grayish greenish, like I call it the Brillo pad. You look at a Brillo pad, it's the same color of a Brillo pad. These games, they took all the color out, and now all the games look like a goddamn Brillo pad. You know what I mean? SpongeBob was predictive programming. Yeah. So, did you ever get into the Trail series? Yes, I have to get into that. They made a remake of the old one, but I actually like the old look better. Um, a lot of people are swearing that the new one looks better. I think the new one looks better. But I do want to get to the trail. I have the trails. I have a lot of the Trails of games, but a lot of them I missed out on. Now the prices have went up, and I'm pissed off. They keep releasing a new Trails of game every week, and I keep missing out. I can't afford $60. Yeah, nerds. So come on. So what the hell? People are still using nerds as a term of clowning someone. The hell? Bro, I remember the episode with that gray sludge. Yeah. Just like the pig slime. Yeah. Somebody had asked me, do you think they're deliberately trying to stifle creativity? I do. I do. I believe it's like the Tower of Babel, if you will. We're literally going through a modern day Tower of Babel. You know, when you have the ability to create, you you have the ability to be somewhat of an activist. When you have the ability to create, you have the ability to go up against the system. You know, you can use that creativity to go up against the corporations. That's why certain artists, they were able to tap into certain frequencies, and the government would assassinate these people. People like Bob Marley, his music was all about, retribution and waking up, and he was doing it through a certain frequency, and all of a sudden he just passes away. Um, Jimi Hendrix, there was something he was doing with that guitar string that had these Caucasian people thinking, these hippies. His music still resonates with these hippies till this day. Get around a hipster Caucasian guy and start talking about Jimi Hendrix, man. That mother sucker will go off. Something about that creativity, that color, creative people have the abilities to be the real activist. That's the reason why they police creativity. You know, by saying where is the LBGT representation? Where is, you can't say that within the creativity aspect. Certain times creativity can go there, can take it to new limits, and somebody will come in and say, take that out, take that out. That's offensive to these certain type of peoples. Creativity can save you, can save your life. Creativity can save your life. Creativity can take you from kids on the corner just rapping. Creativity can take you and put you in $1 billion house. People all over the world can know who you are. Creativity, if it wasn't for creativity, we wouldn't have no Michael Jackson, who has the ability to buy Sony, who has the ability to have power. And if everybody's not creating, everywhere you go, you see no creativity, then you can't have a rebellion. You can't have a rebelliousness against these evil corporations who are taking over America, who have taken over the world. Chinese are making the best games. I still can't, I'm not giving Chinese a chance. I want to move to China. I would love to move to China. China's amazing right now. I've been looking at these Chinese videos, these Chinese walking tours. China is on some other stuff, man. I'm like, what the freak? Where did this come from? Cool Energy Night, yes, sir. Gaming is supposed to be a nerd spot. It's also a man spot. They have been attacking. There has been an attack on men, and I don't want to say it's modern times. It's just in the modern times we see how aggressive the attack is on men. But there's been an attack on men for a very long time. Go back and watch your old black and white movies and stuff like that. Shows. I'm talking to this girl and she got me up on this show called Gunsmoke. It's an old show, over 40 seasons. You know what I mean? And you just look at they were just men. You know what I mean? They were man's men. And then they started to make shows that would kind of make the man look like a bumbling idiot. And one of the first shows that did that, this battle against men has been going for a very long time. Men were men. Men didn't allow any type of nonsense, no type of nonsense within the home. They didn't allow any nonsense going on to happen to them when they're out in the real world. But there was a show that came on way back in the day called the Dick Van Dyke Show. And that was the downfall of the man on television. The Dick Van Dyke Show literally started with him falling over his furniture in the house. That's just how the show started. He was just tripping over shit. Yeah. Then we had the cartoons like the Flintstones and stuff like that, where you had a demanding man in the house, but it was like he was stupid. You know what I mean? He was being a man in the home, but his outdated point of view was just it was dumb, you know? And you would have shows like Kings of Queens and stuff like that. I like the Cosby Show. I really like the Cosby Show. There was an agenda within the Cosby Show as well, but I do like the Cosby Show. I love the Cosby Show. I was watching on Thanksgiving. I don't know where the hell I'm going, guys, but listen, just follow me, all right? I'm just talking about the downfall of creativity and the downfall of a man's. Because somebody said that the gaming is a nerd sport, and he's right, but it was also a man's sport, man. This is our arena, the gaming, the comic books. Remember the comic books? This is for men. A man, a grown man with metal claws coming out of his skin, about to fall some type of giant Frankenstein type. This is for men. Women just now got a hip to the game. But them stories they used to tell. But anyway, I was watching on Thanksgiving. It was this black network. I was watching that. Don't ask me why, but they was playing all the classic old stuff. classic old black shows. And I never noticed the simping programming until now. Now that I see it, I'm like, oh my God, this is simp programming. They had a television show called Are We There Yet? And it was a movie, I believe, with Ice Cube. And it was this guy who was a bumbling idiot, right? And this is Ice Cube the gangster, right? And he took on a family that wasn't his. He took on a woman who already had two kids. And yet he was stepping up to be bigger than the actual father. This is a television series. This was something that they were giving us. That's insane. 100th birthday in 3 days. What? Huh? Somebody's. I'm 100 years old. I'm over a billion years old. I don't age. The OG Homer Simpson. Yeah, and then they took it to another level with Peter Griffin. Oh my God, Peter Griffin is on another level of idiocy. But that's been the blueprint. The dumb man. The man is stupid. I can understand if, when it pertains to certain characters. I can say, all right, this makes sense when I can see, the woman being the most powerful character. And I thought they did it extremely well. It's a mediocre movie, incredibly mediocre. It was the fantastic. What to go see the Fantastic Four, and I can personally attest to the Invisible Woman being the most strongest character out of the group. I can say that she is. She's definitely the most powerful. She was able to push Galactus through yeah. Her powers make her the most powerful. I can believe that. But seeing some 60-pound lesbian woman with some type of shaved head, and there's some type of writing in the head, and that's stupid. I can see Phoenix, the way that Phoenix and Jean Grey, I can see that. You know what I mean? Because there's still the weakness factor, and then I can see the strength factors within that. But literally, they're creating these female characters that are invading our male spaces to tell us men that women are better than you. And that goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden. Eve, come on. It's just an apple. What does God know? What does the man know? So that's why I know this is Luciferian practices that are invading our male spaces when it comes to our action movies, when it comes to our video games. Yes, I'm saying sounds sexist, but it's the truth. The Bible said it. With Ice Cube, yeah. Al Bunny was a real one, yeah. But he still didn't really have no control over his home. You know what I mean? But he was the man that represented. I give up. You know what I mean? At this bull crap. You know what I mean? Our buddy was a real one though. That motherfucker just said, "Screw it. I'm gonna go home, put my hand in my pants, and sit here. Don't touch me." Oh, Futurama. That's another show. Great shows. Great shows. Don't get it twisted, man. But man, they have been pushing that the man is stupid programming for a very, 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 very long time, man. If you go back and watch some of these old black and white joints, the man didn't play around. The man would slap a woman too. Bow, get out of here. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Now go back to your room and learn what you done wrong, you know? They would talk fast in the old movies too. You go back to your room and tell what you did what you done wrong. You know what you did. How fast people fall into the programming anime, they locally have it too, but it's more of an archetype like Luffy, Naruto, and Goku. Um, I really like those archetypes of the Luffy, Gokus, and the Narutos. I really do. I love those type of characters. It's me, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yes, to answer that guy's question before my stream got rudely interrupted by the YouTube agents, yes, I do think there's an attack on creativity, and creativity mostly comes from men because God created man in his image. Men usually 9 times out of 10 are the ones that are gifted with a vision, you know, and women usually 9 times out of 10 will be implemented with the instructions. You can see it a lot with women and the Democratic Party. They get their instructions from Caucasian liberals, all women. That's why you hear them saying some of the most stupid stuff, you know? I'm not saying the Republicans are any better, but I do know when it comes to, say, the black community, a lot of the instructions come from the Caucasian liberal male and woman, and then it trickles down to us. But yeah, yes, somebody asked me a question, man. Do we need a game to offset all this buffoonery? And yes, we do. We do. It's so needed within gaming right now, man. And not only that, the game has to be beloved by us, and it has to be hated by them. Has there been a game like that? I can recall that there was a game, but it's to me, it's not a good game. What was it? Stellar Blade? I don't. That's not something that's going to represent the healing in gaming. It's a start. It's a start, but it's not. It has to be a game that just gameplay wise, where we can sit here and say, this is what gaming needs. This is fresh right here, you know? And then game developers, we can see, you know, Jeff Keighley, we can see the IGN, we could literally see these people hating on this game. And we're going, what the hell are they talking about? They're insane. Programming wants to phase out American men. Yeah, man. That's the truth. That's the truth. It's the Tower of Babel all over again, man. It's the Tower of Babel all over again, man. Those men who were creating that tower, they 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 created a tall tower that was able to reach God, and God was like, "The hell are these people planning? You know what I mean? What are they doing?" And God was mad because back then we used to live longer, and not only that, we had this ability to whatever we put our minds to, we were able to do it. You know what I mean? That's why they're constantly controlling the mind through everything, through your entertainment, especially through your entertainment. They love going into male spaces and polluting and destroying our minds. They don't want us creating because we can literally recreate the Tower of Babel again to literally go up against God. That's what a lot of your JRPGs are about. A lot of your JRPGs are about that. That's why I get offended. The persona protagonist can only be a man, a male, and he can't be gay. I see a lot of the Caucasian liberals are down there asking, why can't he be a woman and why can't the protagonist be gay? It's not right. Nothing against my gay people, and it's just not right. It's just not biblical. It's not right. We don't want they on our side. Yeah, Death Stranding is that the new hotness? It looks like complete garbage to me. Maybe I'm just being. Maybe I'm just not giving Death Stranding a chance because it's supported by the Western gaming media, Anything supported by the Western gaming media, I just automatically turn it off. Don't want to hear it. Maybe that's just me being closed minded, but I can't. I can't. As a creator myself, I cannot sit through something and I can see the propaganda and it's poison to the mind. It's like smoking a cigarette or something. I just wouldn't do it. Didn't they have Elden Ring for how successful it was? I don't know. I don't know what the nominees are for the Game Awards. I didn't even look it up. I just wanted to see the reactions. You know what I mean? Like people were excited for it, and they're excited because they were going to see the new trailers. I was I'm not sitting through 3 hours of that. That's so stupid. I'd rather use those 3 hours to do something I want. That's so dumb. Gameplay, not story. Death Stranding has the gameplay. I don't know. I started seeing, you know, I don't like Kojima. I don't like one game from him, and that's Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation One. When I first played that game, it was mind blowing. You know what I mean? The what was going on? The crawling to the vents. I mean, but you got to understand this is back in the 90s. You know what I mean? You guys, you're new to gaming, so these things are not as mind blowing. The crawling to the vents, the intercom talking to somebody, nee, 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 nee. The hitting the wall and getting the attention of somebody, the security guards, they come around and you run smoking a cigarette and it causes frequency damage and stuff like that. Psycho Mantis, he's put the controller on the floor and he controlled the controller. And I think the best way to beat Psycho Mantis was to plug in the second controller. Like all that stuff was cool. I mean, it was mind blowing in 1998, 7, 9, whatever. But I played Metal Gear Solid 2 and I was like so mad. I was like, what is this garbage? Turned it off, threw it out the window. I never liked Kojima since, and everybody was just circle jerking whenever you brought Kojima's name up, and I was like, for what? Oh, and then like I'd be like, the series fell off after Metal Gear Solid One. Hello, Zone of Enders. I'm like, what? Zone of Enders? That's mediocre garbage. Humanity had far more advances technology back then. How do you think Noah was able to build that ark? Yeah, man. Hmm. That's 1,000. Forget Noah's Ark. Just look at some of this sculptures that you're seeing that cannot be reduplicated now. You go to Egypt. Um, now, Egypt was not Egypt. Those giant pyramids were just put there as satellite receptors. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Egypt surrounding it, that was put there later on. They took you can Google. They're literally bringing in these artifacts into that area surrounding those satellite frequencies. Um, but that Egypt was not there. Egypt was initially in America first. Yeah, Egypt was in America first, but they took those sculptures and they moved them to Africa. Yes. Why did they do it? I have my theories why. Um, I think it's kind of a somewhat of a play to say that you know the African American more of a mental mind game for the African American to believe that black greatness stemmed from Africa. And then when you look at these Africans, Somalis, the Ethiopians with the Tweety bird shaped heads, the Somalians with these Tweety bird and these teeth, and they look like they're half inbred. That's where you come from. You go, whoa, 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 whoa. And you're looking at people in Nigeria, West Africa, shitting on the streets, no toilets, no running water, no nothing. They tell you that's where you come from, and that's not where we came from. You know what I mean? I think it's more of a meld, a mental mind meld for African Americans who you know what I mean to get them mentally messed up. I think that's why they did it. There's no way I came from a place where people are shitting in the streets. No way. It's not my people. Musty, stinky. Black people are very clean people. Yeah, the reset is happening. Yes, sir. I do think there is a reset. I believe those the serum shots that you guys took back in 2020. I believe that was just another way of DNA altering, just like they did with those people who built that tower. DNA altering. The Tower of Babel is all over again, guys. History is going to continue to repeat itself. That's all this realm is. It's a constant repeat. Every day is just a repeat. It's like the Groundhog Day movie. It's just every day it's just the same thing. Remember Gamergate? I think it was officially over after that. I don't remember. Well, I remember Gamergate, but I have no idea what it was about. I was too busy playing Nino Cooney or something. I had I remember the Gamergate videos and stuff like that, but I don't. What was Gamergate about? I wish I could bring people on stream and talk to them. I really do not know what Gamergate is. I remember it was a thing at the time, but I don't know. I was too busy fighting with Sony or something. I don't remember. Yo, what's up, Zayla? What's up, man? The Ericons aren't getting me this time around. Yeah, Kotaku articles back then. Back then, Kotaku's insane. Now I haven't seen a Kotaku article in years, but the stuff that they write now is insane. It's it ain't my fault. Nobody can point the finger at Joby 70, man. It's y'all fault. I was warning y'all years ago, man. It was some type of DNA code that was coming into my pineal gland. It was saying, tell everybody. You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to listen, man. I'm trying to tell you, gaming was lit. Gaming was incredible back then, bro. I, 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 I it's my fault in the aspects of believing that in the future, gaming was going to get better. When I was a kid and I was playing the Final Fantasy Sevens and the Xenogears, it was my fault for believing that, yo, man, in 20 years from now, bro, in 2025, gaming is going to be off the meat rack. Remember the off the meat rack? Remember that saying? That's what we were saying back in the 90s. Yo, imagine when the PlayStation 5 comes out, bro. Remember we used to say some stupid shit like that? Imagine when the PlayStation 5 drops. Oh my God, the games. Boy, were we wrong. We were wrong, 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 wrong. We went back to the Stone Ages. I'd rather play uh some type of I'd rather play some Atari games than play these games today. You know what I mean? I'd rather play some NES games than play some games that we're playing today. Come on, Tiny Toon Adventures something. I'd rather play something like that than to play this filth. This is filth. This is garbage. What's that trailer I watched? They made some type of trailer, some type of mashup trailer. I didn't see not one game I recognized. Like, what the frick is this? What's what is this garbage? It was so stupid. Atari games are a lot. Yeah, are lit. Yeah, I'd rather play that filth. Oh my God, gaming is so bad. Games have no quality nowadays. Yeah, this is bad, bro. When I was telling people this is what the gaming should be. When I was putting people up on the yokai watches, when I was putting people up on the Nino Coonies, when I was putting people up on the Monster Hunters, when I y'all didn't want that. I mean, you like it now that they've removed all of the gameplay features and stuff like that. This new Monster Hunter is stupid as hell, bro. You can't even you can just stand there and kill a monster now. They took away all the competition now. Your attacks. When I was complaining about magnetized attacks, when you tap the square button and all of a sudden your character magnetizes to the monster. Back in the day, you literally had to line your character up to hit that monster. Now you're tapping the square button, your character automatically magnetizes and hits him. This is ridiculous, bro. They literally just was like, yo, how can we remove the challenge of video games? The reason we played video games was to get the challenge. Now they're literally sitting around a thinking table talking about we need to remove all of the stress of video games. And by doing that, this is what you got. You got these 5 hour political cutscenes that's trying to uh, 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 make you seem like you're a terrible person because you don't want to comply to calling a man a woman. I was watching Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age game, and it's a Western RPG, right? And they give you things to say, right? And whatever you chose was in line with whatever the agenda was. That's insane. This is a Western RPG where you're supposed to have the freedom of choice. And they took away the freedom of choice and told you that you have to comply to calling a man a woman. This is ridiculous. Remember still being optimistic for PS3. Yeah, PS3 was horrible. I got people having nostalgia dreams for PS3 now. I said, what the fuck? That was one of the. There was another game awards because it's about money. Dude, hasn't Shinra taught you? Jeff Keighley is making mad money from it. Look at the sponsors this year. Amazon. Money? Is that all we are now? Is that what the Matrix was saying? The Matrix was saying, the Matrix was like, yo, this is all you are right here. This is all you are. I don't have a battery on me. But there's a thing in the Matrix where he explains to Neo, this is all you are, is a battery. That's what gaming, that's what we become. We become a battery for these people. Money, money, money. As long as Jeff Keighley's getting money, everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. This is ridiculous. We're losing our favorite art form. We're losing one of our hobbies because Jeff Keighley's making money. As long as Jeff Keighley's making money, everybody's happy. Money, there is no money. There's no more money. If you have to pay $100 for a video game, there's no money. The value of money is dead. This guy just came in here and started cock glazing Jeff Keighley because he's getting money. Is that Jeff Keighley? I hate magnetized towards enemies in the new Dragon Age game. Yeah, do that. Why does this action combat? Yeah, stupid. Why the hell did somebody just come here and start cock glazing Jeff Keighley? I thought that shit was old. That's old corn. Jeff Keighley's old and played out. That's some corny shit, yo. The Game Awards, that's some old corny shit, man. Y'all still cock glazing down there? I thought we got over this shit, man. I swore we got past this. I swore we got past this, yo. That must be a bot. That must be some AI or something. That must be a bot. That's got to be a bot, guys. You know they got bots now. I couldn't name one game from this year I played. Yeah, I haven't played one game. I've been watching some streams, but I've been taking naps to streams. I watch Xenogears streams. A lot of the old games, the music was better back then too, wasn't it? Remember the music was better. I like to put on the old stream. Somebody do like a speed run of like Final Fantasy VII or Xenogears or Chrono Cross, and the music soothes me. It heals me in a way. Now you're listening to the music of the modern Octopath Travelers. You're sick. You start getting sick. Yeah. Oh my God. You start feeling dizzy or something. You know what's going on with this music? What's up with the music nowadays, man? I'd rather take. The music is so bad that it makes the Sonic Adventures 2 soundtrack sound like a dream. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at this. They made some type of montage, and I've never even seen one of these games. Hold on, real quick. I use the bathroom. Yeah, they made some type of montage.
They can't stay the same.
Who's this girl and why is she 65 pounds?
To change and to embrace change.
Oh my God, this is horrible. Oh no, they got music. Hold on. What is this? Who are these characters? I don't even know who they are. I gotta use the bathroom, y'all. Hold on, give me a second, dudes. Can I prop the camera in a way? There we go. Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom. Homies, hold on, homies. Homies. Yes, indeed, fellas. We're back. Okay, here we go. I hate that they use real actors now. A Silk Song, I can give that an award. That was a television show. Oh my God, the graphics don't even look good. The hell? These Twitch streamer games. Are they including television series on the award show now? Why are they showing Donkey Kong when they know they're not going to give it an award? The best? This is depressing. I can't. I have no idea what these games are. I really don't. I don't know what this garbage is. It's filth. It's all filth. Netflix games? Yeah. I think they're television series. I don't even think that was a game. Man, this is just complete cringe. This is complete cringe, man. It's so bad, and I don't even want to watch the Game Awards show for game announcements. I'm tired of people saying bring this back. Why? Why? Bring it back for what? So they can destroy it? A sequel to some shit that I don't even care about. Capcom's talking about bringing back Mega Man. Who cares? It's all corny. It's all corny. The Capcom that I knew didn't give a shit about bringing nothing back. All they did was create new IPs. Now they want to keep recycling the same games again. It's not the Capcom I knew. Mm-mm. Especially on the Dreamcast. It seemed like they came out with a new game every freaking week on the Dreamcast, Capcom. Remember? Now the same 5 games are being pushed out, and they're making them less and less into Japanese games and more into Western games. Yeah, Mega Man, please. Hmm. It's played out garbage. But very good news from Square Enix and Sony by saying that They're going back to catering to Japan. I think it's too late though. Gaming is done. It's finished. Stupid. Yeah, making games we used to love trash. Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it. Yeah, we definitely need a game to come in and really just offset this energy. There's a demonic spirit that's taken over gaming. And the gaming awards tomorrow will prove that. For those of you who watch it, the pure demonic energy. I don't like it. I remember, man, when I started doing YouTube, man, it wasn't perfect. Gaming wasn't perfect, but there was still some fun that we can have. You know, I was able to take lemons and turn them into lemonade, man. I was able to take that Naruto Storm series, man, and get everybody to get on the Xbox, get on the cross game chat, throw up the tournament mode, man, and we had fun, didn't we? Didn't we have fun? I can't do that today. I can't. These games are so bad. I just can't do it. I cannot kill my soul by doing something like that. Could you imagine me hopping on the new Dragon Ball Fighters, the new Dragon Ball Sparkling, and throwing a tournament mode? That would be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It'd be stupid. We've been asking and clamoring for a Tenkaichi game to come back. It came back, and that's what the F they gonna give us, man. Pure garbage. Pure garbage. I don't know what PlayStation is going to have to get into gear if they want Japan back. They need to get a better Japan Studios. Japan Studios is gone, but I do think they need to bring them back, but they're gone. I cannot believe that Japan, that Sony, they allowed these cancerous beings to come in there and get rid of Japan Studios like that. That was insane to me. I'll say it and I say it again. Japan Studios is the reason why you can stay afloat. When you have no games to give anybody, you have no games. That Ghost is so shitty, whatever the hell that was. It's not a game. You got no games to give people. Japan Studios would have been filling in those cracks like they have been doing over the years with the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, PSP, the PS Vita. Cracks, games would have been created, creativity would have been created. We would have been having something to talk about gameplay wise. We would have something to talk about video game wise if Japan Studios was still around. I don't know what game they would have created, but they would have created something. And we'd have been like, hey man, that was a pretty good game. Now you don't have nothing like that, man. You got nothing. I can't believe I can't believe they did that. That was so demonic. This is extremely demonic activities that are happening. And I'm surprised you guys don't people don't look at it that way. That is very demonic for them to take away Japan Studios. That was very demonic, very sinful. As a creator, what game would you create to bring it back? Nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't bring back shit. I would make something new. I would take the power of the PlayStation 5 and I would go back to the 2D graphics and I would make one of the biggest JRP. I would market it as the biggest JRPG ever. It's, it's literally like a giant world. You know what I mean? Forget a map. You know what I mean? Forget like the Final Fantasy VII map. Forget the Xenogears world. Like it'll be just a giant world. It'll have the mechanics of like Oblivion, where you can have the main storyline, but there will be so many side quests to take you up off the main line. You know what I mean? And you got this giant world, so there's just endless amounts of side quests. You would take the power of the PlayStation 5 and you would create the biggest game in the world. That's what I would do. That would be my game if I had the ability to do so. You would use 2D graphics. I would get all of the best Japanese minds. I would get Sakaguchi. I would get Nobuo Uematsu to do the soundtrack. Nobuo Uematsu, he's probably the greatest artist, one of our greatest artists of all time. He's got nothing but bangers, straight up bangers. I don't know anybody that has more bangers than he does. I would get Sakaguchi. It would be a turn-based JRPG, even though it's being created by me. I would have characters that you can recruit all over the world to join your party. That's the first game I would create. Then my second game, I would create something more smaller, more of a traditional JRPG. Something where something with a game that open, you can't really connect with the characters per se. With the smaller game, you can connect with each character, making them iconic characters and things of that such. I really liked the Chrono Trigger and the Xenogears composer too. Yeah, yeah, he's great too as well. He is good. I didn't like his work with the Xenoblade games. He's kind of falling off, but he does do good work. But I don't like any of his Xenoblade songs. Maybe just one, maybe one, maybe one. Very, very, very forgettable soundtrack in my opinion. The Xenoblade soundtrack, in comparison to Final Fantasy VII or 8 or the Xanarkin Ruins, Final Fantasy 10, Fisherman's Horizon, Sephiroth, the Sephiroth theme. I mean, this guy has bangers, man. Yeah, I would take the. I wouldn't go with the Octopath graphics, but they will be 2D, and you would just have a massive world. You can also build your own nation within a nation. You could build your own town. There will be farming mechanics. You can recruit people, send them back to the town, and then have them do chores around the town. You can leave the town for a couple of days, come back, and then you let them build up some new stuff. They got a life within themselves. You know what I mean? And then when you recruit them, they have specific attributes and stats that'll help improve the town. This guy right here, he's good with plumbing, so you can send some type of plumbing system through your. You know what I'm saying? If you don't hit him, there's going to be a poop buildup. People are going to be pooping on the streets like in Africa. You know what I mean? Yeah. His final boss soundtrack was good though. Yeah. Which one you talking about? Xenoblade? I have no idea. I don't know what that song is. What final boss? You talking about Sephiroth or you talking about the Xenoblade? I have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Yeah, you would have all types. Yeah. That'd be I'd be like, this is how I promote it. The biggest JRPG ever created. It's huge. Zanza? I don't know Zanza, man. Zanza. I like Xenoblade One soundtrack, but the others weren't that memorable. I don't remember, man. I don't remember any of the Xenoblade songs. There was one. It was that town. The Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that first town you went to, that was lit. That was like a good. It was like a good game. After that first town, it went to crap. What was that first town you went to in the Xenoblade Chronicles? Two. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 started off as a good game. When they went to that first town and there was so many side missions and things to do, then you went to another town and they didn't offer that much value when you went to those towns. You know what I'm talking about? I'd make a woke, gender neutral simulator. Uh, let's crowdfund this now that some ish I really play for real. Yeah, it's a giant world, but it's more of a Western RPG. But I will be using inspirations of JRPGs. Giant world with so many different mechanics going on. Excuse me. What time period would I use? Of course, I'm going to use the Japanese medieval times. If 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 we kind of say it's, I don't necessarily think medieval times makes it sound old, but I think that was a very advanced time. Go back and watch the movie Transformers. Giant people, giant mechs, and giant robots, giant dragons, and stuff like that. Dang, how can I also gotta explain this game? Yeah, it would be more in the inspiration of like gameplay wise, it'll be like an advanced Oblivion. You know what I mean? You would have your modern things, to keep you guys interested. Your quick travels, even though I like to walk places. When I play Dragon's Dogma, like one of the attacks towards Dragon's Dogma is that it didn't have a fast travel, and I thought that was so cool. There were these very rare fast travel stones that you could put down and you can move fast. But me, I used to just walk everywhere. And that was one of the main complaints for Dragon's Dogma at the time. It came out right around the same time as Skyrim. So the game, and I think it's a better game than Skyrim, like just literally just a better game. Dragon's Dogma 1. 2 I didn't play. I heard it was bad. Dragon's Dogma 1 is a phenomenal, phenomenal game. And I used to love walking around and just exploring. I think that fast travel just takes away from the exploration. But if I create a world that's going to be this big, it has to have a fast travel. You know what I mean? That was my thing about playing Oblivion for the first time, is that I was just exploring. I was just walking, and then, oh my god, what's this over here? You go into this random dungeon and you go up there and you kill people and you start looting and things of that such. That's the game I would make. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, yeah, that was phenomenal. Dragon's Dogma is probably one of the most, if that game came out in the last 10 years, that's a great game. Dragon Quest 11, that was an awesome game. Dragon's Dogma, man. I can't really, I don't. There's not too many flaws. That was better than Skyrim for me. Dark Souls, OG Dark Souls. Yeah, I love Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 was phenomenal. That was another game that was getting hated on by the Dark Souls community and by the gaming media. But my God, that game was phenomenal. It reminded me like the old school games. It was a very old school swag to it. It was good. They were mad at it. I don't know why they were mad at the game. I guess the quality wasn't as nice. I don't know. But it was great. Dark Souls 2 is my favorite. I didn't like, well, Bloodborne is very good as well. But after that, the Dark Souls series, I haven't liked it since Dark Souls 2. Mhm. No, I don't use my Switch at all. I haven't turned it on in months. Years, excuse me, years. The last time I played video games was on stream. It was the Wild Arms games. Great games. Wild Arms is great. This new NVIDIA chip shortage is going to hurt gaming as a whole. I'm good because I play old games more every day. Dark Souls 2 is my favorite Souls game. I don't know what's going on with these chips and things of that such, but yeah, I'm addicted. If there was something in game that I was interested in, it was the older games. I like to go to Twitch and look at gameplay of the older games and just how much more phenomenal they were, how much more advanced they were compared to the games that we have today. Tenchu Stealth Assassin was on another level. Yeah, of course, Gears. I like to look at Breath of Fire 4 gameplay. I like to look at what was I looking at earlier? And I thought that this was profound. Dang, I can't remember. I was looking at a game earlier that was pretty interesting. I like to go up into the Final Fantasy 13 streams and start trolling. I love getting under the skin of Final Fantasy 13 fans. They're still trying to make that a thing, and it's not. What else? What was that game I was watching earlier and I thought it was cool? Was it? I think it was Wild Arms 2. Never mind. I think it was Wild Arms 2. Yeah, Wild Arms 2. I think. I missed. Oh, that's nostalgia, Zayla. That's nostalgia. That's nostalgia talking, man. Nostalgia. You got the nostalgia bug, man. You didn't really like those games. That was just back. You're just used to back in the day. You're blinded by back in the day. Yeah, yeah. You're not an intelligent person. You're not a person that just knew what you were watching and you knew what you were doing and you no. It was nostalgia. That was what it was. Games are better now. It's just nostalgia. Those games were never good. They never were good. They weren't. Yeah. I got a second CRT and like to put on classic arcade games in the background to chill. Yeah, that's dope. I like that. I'm gonna start doing that. The music was. I know I talked about this, but the music coming from the fighting games, the music from the racing. Oh man, somebody had on the Gran Turismo. I just like that the arts, like the way the racing games. Is it me or the racing games look better back on the PlayStation 1 and 2 than they do on the Xbox Series X? I think the realism, I think it's too real. You know what I mean? Like the car details, I think it's too real and it made it boring in comparison to looking at an old, initial D type of car, driving down this fictitious Japanese, roadway. I think that's just so much more entertaining than to watch a bunch of realistic looking cars driving and jumping and it's so boring. Everything is just so boring now. That graphics thing, graphics really ruined gaming. It did. It ruined it. It ruined it. Hey, Meadow, you can smell the graphics. Yeah, the graphics ruined everything, man. I told y'all. I told you, mother suckers, man. I did not want to listen to me, man. Yeah, I swear I didn't want to listen, man. But I told y'all. I told y'all. The games today are atrocious. Yeah. Sly Cooper 2 was my nostalgia game. Yeah. What's a game that I could say I'm nostalgic for? And it's not Xenogears. It's not the JRPGs. I still love those games. What's a game that I liked way back in the day, but I would be like, it was fun for that time? I don't know. Can't think of it. I know I played a lot of the those platformers and stuff, the Donkey Kongs, Super Mario's and stuff like that. That was fun for that time, but they're just not my genre. I just it was cool for that time because that's what we had, or that's all I knew about. JRPGs were getting created, but I just didn't know about that genre. There was one game that opened my eyes up to that type of genre, but I didn't know what it was. It was a game called Draken. Draken. It's a terrible game, but it was in that format of an RPG. Draken. Is it called Draken? Yo, it was like the super. My grandfather bought me this game for my birthday. I got a Super Nintendo, and I'm thinking about Super Mario, and I'm drinking about Donkey Kong and stuff like that. And then my grandfather came to the house. What I think it's called Draken. Yeah. Oh my God. Yo, this is one of the first games RPGs I ever played. It was trash, but something in it was connecting with me on a level. You know what I mean? Hold on. Here's one video. Is Draken worth playing today? This game, it's trash, right? But it was one of the first games that kind of got me there. Pepper the Rapper? Yeah, that's one of my favorite games. No, I love Pepper Rapper today.
To get some insight as to why this channel has videos titled "Is this game worth playing today?" The perfect example.
This is one of the first games that I played that was getting me into the RPG
and then ported
vibe,
to
you know?
SNES by Kemco. It was one of the very first Super Nintendo releases, and it was the first role-playing game that was available for those of us in North America. The game had some truly badass-looking cover art. It had a cool-sounding name. I'm not sure what a Draken is, but it sounds like an Iron Maiden song or something. And check out this title screen. I mean, come on, this game should be great, right? No, it's decidedly ungreat. It's pretty bad. But the thing is, back in 1991, people
Damn,
were
was
really
it that long
rooting for
ago?
this game to be great. It's one of the first SNES games. It's one of the first RPGs to feature vast open areas in 3D that you can wander around in despite not having any kind of 3D game engine. And it's one of the first RPGs to employ real-time tactics. Draken really swung.
Yeah, this was one of the first games that got me into that vibe, but I didn't, it was 1991. I didn't know I was playing Super Mario. I just wanted the Super Mario came with the Super Nintendo. But I remember there was some other games I was interested in, but my grandfather, he stopped at the Funko Land right up here, and he had the magazine and he had Draken, and I was like, what's Draken? What the hell is this? And I'm playing it, and me and my cousins trying to figure this game out, and it was scary at some points. You would walk into places and you're like, what the hell is this? That was the first game. And then, the Pokemons and stuff came out later, Final Fantasy VII, and that's when I was like, oh, this is it. Maybe Pokemon Red and Blue is a game that I can. No, I think that game would still be dope as hell. That game would still be dope as hell. What am I talking about? This game looks cold. Yo, I'm telling you, I think it's on PC right now. But it was one of the first games. I didn't know it came out in 1991. My God. Back then I wasn't into video games, but I knew I did want a Super Nintendo. I really wanted a Super Nintendo to play the new Mario game. They had this cool commercial, and Mario was able to get on the on Yoshi, and I was like, "Yo, what the freak?" You know what I mean? As a kid, that's cool. You're like, oh, I miss that. I really miss like the commercials. The commercials would sell you on the game back in the day, man. They would have a commercial and it was a montage of gameplay things that you would see, and you would see Mario flying with a cape, and you're like, oh my God. And then you see Mario hop on this Yoshi, and he's sticking his tongue out and he's spitting enemies back out. And you're like, I really, that's something that I just really miss when it comes to video games. It's just the innocence of it all. It was so innocent. Sucks, man. It really sucks. Now you're looking at stuff in these gameplay trailers, and this is the first time I've ever was just looking at a gameplay trailer and was like, I do not want to play that. There was nothing within those highlight clips that made me say, man, this is something I need to play. Because they're really not showing any gameplay at all. It's bad. Draken is awesome too. Yeah, back then we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We had no freaking idea, and there wasn't no, YouTube. We was, I'm pretty sure there was an instruction manual, but we didn't get that. But we didn't know what the hell we was doing. But it was it was my first experience with RPGs. And then second was Final Fantasy VII. And I remember I was watching, my cousin came to me, he's like, man, this is it. This is what it's about. Turn-based RPGs. This is the new wave. And I was just like, okay, all right. And I'm watching Cloud stand there with his sword, and then he gets hit by enemy. And I'm like, he just stood there and just took the attack. He didn't do anything. Like they just hit you and you can't do nothing back. Because usually games is reactionary. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump on the Goomba's head and then roll out. And then he finally put the controller in my hand, yo. I was like, man, this is lit. I remember he was showing me the summons. He was collecting these summons in Final Fantasy VII, and the summons would do these little cutscenes, and they would come out the ground. Frames. I was like, yo, this is lit. Then he gave me, I had the ability to control if I could do the summons or not. Man, gaming was so innocent back then, man. Playing the Parappa Rappers, my button, hitting the button on the thing controls Parappa Rapper's mouth. Get fucked. It's all in the mic. So innocent, so fun. We don't have anything like that anymore. If I was to create a game, man, that's what I would try to capture is the innocence and the fun of it all, That would be my goal. I want somebody to see something during that gameplay trailer and go, "Oh, damn! You can do that? You know what I mean? You can fly a dragon." I want somebody to be in the game. I know the modern day internet, they're going to find something to complain about, but I want a lot of people to look at this game and say, "Dang, you could do this." I got to get that. The new commercials don't even know what they're selling. Yeah. Anyway, the video was about Game Awards 2025, but I don't think the Game Awards deserve it. I don't think there should be a game. I don't think anybody should get any rewards this year. This needs to be a talk with all gaming developers from all over. And they got to fix this. They got to fix this. You get rewarded for doing good. You don't get rewarded for doing nothing. And they've done absolutely nothing in 2025. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. What about the turn-based RPGs that turns into Beautiful Joe mode when it's time to fight? Might be cold. Yeah, if it makes sense for the, I just, if it makes sense, we just don't want to be doing things to, so that I don't like turn-based, so let's just add this type of action type gameplay to it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth action game. It doesn't make sense to have a Final Fantasy 16 action game. It just doesn't make sense to me. It wouldn't make sense to be having a turn-based and then switch to Beautiful Joe mode. That doesn't make sense to me. For what? Just to appease the people with who who are not intelligent? I think you're an intelligent person if you could play standard turn-based ARPGs. I really do. If you have to find some way to add combos and get your finger active, you're a weirdo, in my opinion. These companies have been doing horribly for way too long. Time to shape, but yeah, we need to have a talk with the gaming developers. This is bad. It was bad before, but now you literally didn't put out nothing at all this year, and you won an award for what? Jeff Keighley is getting money. This is stupid. Are they still doing console wars online? I don't see none of that stuff anymore. After I saw them, the Sony fanboys asking for Grand Theft Auto 5, so that's when I was done. I said, this is stupid. When I saw them praising a multi-plat, I said, this is dumb. I don't want to hear nothing when it pertains to the gaming wars again. Damn the exclusives, the multi-plats. Yeah. And many games are Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I hate that Unreal Engine 5 garbage. Unreal Engine, period. It's stupid. Oh man, they came out with whatchamacallit, and I wasn't interested. Izunami 11 from Level 5? I wasn't interested because it was a digital game. I'm not, and it was like $70. I didn't even watch gameplay. I watched one gameplay stream. I was like, damn, this game came out? I thought it was a demo. Nothing. But the new Dragon Quest 7 is the only one, but still I'm upset because they're removing features. Sony fanboys don't like Xbox games until it's on the PlayStation 5. Now they love Xbox games. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on over there in the console wars, but it's just stupid. It's all stupid. I saw some type of Halo game was announced for PlayStation. Stupid. Stupid shit. What is this stupid shit? I'm offended. Is AI still taking over the world? What happened to all that? Remember for a while there, it was everybody was on this whole AI is coming to take over the world. Remember AI was everybody's new god for a moment there? What happened to AI? I got quiet. Remember when AI became your god? Y'all were defending AI like a mofo. Remember that? Yeah, people in school are using AI. I go, what? Why do people think that the liberal Caucasians education system is God? Who cares if people are using AI in school? Is AI still a thing? Remember when AI was look out, AI is coming. AI, look out. Where's AI at? What happened to AI? All because they took Tupac and had him doing the Macarena. Look at this. This is the reason why we should be afraid of AI. Look out. Look out. What happened to that? I remember when console wars meant that the companies had to seriously work to get your money. Nintendo and Sega were making incredible games back then. Yeah, man. Yeah, those were good times, man. When the companies were competing for your money, that's what it was all about. Now they don't want to even compete for your money. That's what it was all about. Those were the good old days, man. especially if you owned all the consoles. Even though you might have hate PlayStation or something, you still had it over there. PlayStation 3 was garbage. They offered nothing. And that's why it was fun, because Xbox was able to take me away from PlayStation. Xbox was able to take me away. That's fun. That's fun when a company can come in and take you away from your favorite brand. That's fun as hell. That's so fun. AI helps me with beating video games. Yeah. AI is nothing more than a children's toy, a upgraded Photoshop app. Yeah. They got everybody thinking AI was God or something. AI was y'all God. Y'all gonna go to, y'all got some serious punishment coming y'all way, man. Putting all these things as your God, man. Sitting here fighting for PlayStation, AI, Xbox. Y'all got some serious punishments, man. Y'all ain't never fought for Jesus one day of your life, but y'all will fight and die for Xbox. Y'all got some big punishment coming. It's coming. It's probably already came. AI, AI, AI. Is everybody beefing on the internet? I haven't been on the internet in a while, man. I got to be honest with you. But every time I come on the internet, it's always a beef. It's always somebody beefing with somebody. Is the internet the place to come and just kind of beef, and then the real world is a place where we just kind of be fake? You would have swore it was some real beef going on in the real world by the stuff that you see going on the internet, man. Everybody's beefing. Forget Xbox and PlayStation, man. They got man versus woman, Democrat versus Republican. The man versus woman one, I can't help it. I'll be participating in that stuff too, man. I can't help it. I'll be in there fighting for the fellas. I've always been pro fellas, man. Not on no gay shit. I just, when I was coming up, man, like it was a constant attack on men, man, especially black men. And I'm not, by me defending men, it doesn't mean that I think men are perfect or anything like that. But I don't think men are as bad as, especially black men, as they have been portraying. So I'm always gonna have a soft spot for the fellas, man, because I could see the attack, but I used to really believe that stuff. I used to really believe that men were just terrible and men are horrible, and especially black men. Men ain't taking care of their kids and stuff like that. But as you get older, man, you really start to see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A lot of these females ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Are there a lot of great females out there? Of course. I am so glad and lucky and honored to have, and I'm not simping right now. I'm lucky that the Most High has never put women in my situation that I could say, you know, ruin me or anything like that. Some people might think I hate women because of what I just be honest and stuff like that. But no, I'm just being honest, just keeping it the same way y'all kept it honest over men, black men, is the same honesty I'm throwing right back at y'all. So that means you must hate us if you are if I'm doing exactly what y'all did. Oh, did you guys see? Did y'all see? Y'all got to see this, man. Y'all got to see this. This is very telling, man. This is very telling. This is very telling, guys. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see this? Where my black fellas at? Have y'all seen this, man? I'm not trying to keep the war going out. I'm trying to create peace between men and women. I know this, but I also have to be smart. You also got to be smart, fellas. You can sit around here and talk all that peace and we need to come together bullshit, but I'm trying to tell you, you're going to be the only one stupid enough to fall for that garbage because you can be the first one to go down. You got to understand that this is the devil's playpen, and you got to know what you're dealing with, fellas. You have to know what you're dealing with. Oh my God. Did y'all see this? I hate everyone, therefore I hate no one. Yeah. All distractions will, like you said, take away attention from creativity, keep up fighting amongst ourselves instead of looking at the real enemy. That's true, man. That's true. But you got to see this, man. You got to see this. You got to see this, man. You're 1,000% correct. It is taking away from your purpose. You know what I mean? They want to keep us divided. The division has been on overboard, man. I'm seeing blacks. First, it was blacks against whites. Now it's blacks against immigrants, black Americans versus the black immigrants. I like that battle. I like that. That's a very good. The blacks versus the whites. That wasn't really necessary, man. Blacks and whites secretly love each other. Black Americans and black white Americans, they secretly love each other. You know what I'm saying? You love what you hate. But the real battle, oh man, is these immigrants. Oh my God, that was a much needed battle. That was a much needed battle that needed to take place. Woo! That was a much needed battle. I noticed that, but way before the internet. I was like, hey man, what's up with these immigrants talking crazy? You know what I mean? You are lazy. Blacks versus immigrants. Yeah, I love it, man, Serena. I'm all up in that. I'm participating in the hate. You know what I mean? I saw Trump coming at the Somalis. I said, oh, yes. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see what Trump said about the Somalis? Did y'all see that? He cooked them. Yo, I'm trying to say, I saw the immigrant hate for a long time coming towards my African American brothers and sisters. You are lazy. You're always on the welfare. You'd be like, what the hell? Where does this come from? You are thugs. You are criminals. Did y'all see this though? Hold on, y'all didn't see this. See, a lot of us can say not all women, right? But you don't never see women coming out to denounce this. That's what makes it scary. That's what makes it scary. When something crazy comes out of the mouth of a woman and women just do this, that's what makes it scary. Because for years, black men had to denounce the black man on the corner. We had to denounce the father that wasn't in the home. We had to denounce the fathers who weren't participating in their children's lives. We had to denounce the black criminals, the black thugs, we had to denounce them. We had to. We always did. But they didn't see a difference between the productive black man and the black criminal. As a matter of fact, they hated the black productive man more than they hated the black criminal because they kept having babies with them. And to us, we were nerds. We were geeks. We were squares. And yet we had to take the brunt of the vitriol, even though we weren't the ones doing it. We were playing our video games and watching X-Men. We're all just thugs and hoodlums. There is no difference. Even if we denounce them, we're all just thugs and criminals. Watch one of my favorite shows, growing up in the 90s. What's that show, guys? What's that show I always tell you guys about? Bro. The show was called Bro. When am I coming back to Shing? What's up, Shing? Shingle too. That's an artist. That's a music guy. Those damn taxi drivers. Dang, y'all, I can't find this. Hold on. I gotta find it. Man, this was scary. This was scary because I didn't. Because remember the Brick Lady, Blood of Zeus? No. What's the show I've been telling my productive black men? You gotta watch. Hey, Solo, what's up, buddy? Y'all got to see this, man. I'm not on the internet no more, guys. You know, I got under the weather, so I'm kind of doing a little special show. No. What's that? It's not called TikTok. It's called. Y'all got to see this because remember the Brick Lady came out and said, "These black men hit me with a brick. These black men did nothing about it. These black men." And all the black women were like, they stood in solidarity with her, saying how able the black man was, even though she was lying. That was some type of monstrous, demonic behavior that black American men. Could it happen? Yeah, it could have happened. But they make it seem like it was an everyday basis that we was just running around hitting black women with bricks. Black women. Remember, the black women were silent, and then now she got convicted for being guilty. She can't use the internet, which is concerning to me. Remember? And no black woman came out and said, hey, you know, we were wrong. They all said, ooh, look at this. Did y'all, hold on. Gotta go exercise, but keep speaking. Oh, man, Wisdom, we need you here, bro. We need you, bro. Glad to have you back, homie. Hey, what's up, Maddie B. the God? She was Somalian. Still, even though she was Somalian, black women stood in solidarity in America. Black American women stood in solidarity, and didn't say anything, didn't denounce it. Did y'all see this? Look at this. Not one black woman that said nothing. Look. Look.
Have to stop, entertaining these guys. Stop entertaining them. Stop giving birth to their children. Stop, this is like this weird dynamic that we have with these men. Like, you hate these guys. You want to sleep with them, and then you hate them again, and then you want to sleep with them. But that's like this weird, cyclical, dysfunctional relationship that some of these mammies have, and everything that he's describing is not us. He's describing black male identified women who don't have any identity outside of black men. Period. That's who.
Did y'all see this? There was a bunch of black women that got on Clubhouse. Well, this is 4 years ago. I thought it was recently. They been on Clubhouse doing this?
There is no mountain higher than Laurel Mountain.
They were on there and they were with the Klansmen, talking about ways to kill and eradicate black men. Excuse me, unalive black men, not the other word. These were black women that were on this thing with the Klan, and they were talking about getting rid of us. Did y'all see that? Or am I getting too real right now? Am I getting a little too real?
What are the corrections that you're looking for?
They raised $1,000 for her. Look.
But I mean, what are you looking for black men to arrive at? A place of understanding of like what do you want to see?
Well, we believe that there is no hope for them. That we don't believe in changing their minds. We don't. But I'm trying not to say what I really want to say because you're on stage. But if they could not exist, hey, we wouldn't be mad at.
All right, welcome back to another video of Overreacting.
Wow, look at that. Hold on, let me see if I can go to the reaction part.
At a place of understanding of like what do you want to see?
Well, we believe that there is no hope for them. That we don't believe in changing their minds. We don't, but I'm trying not to say what I really want to say because you're on stage, but if they could not exist, hey, we wouldn't be mad at.
I think for me, I think I want the coddling culture to kind of stop. I think they get validated a little bit too much and they're not held accountable as much as white men, Hispanic men, Asian men. Like the legal system works in their benefit a little bit more than they think it does. They're seen as the ultimate, like most oppressed. And I think that that coddling culture needs to stop and they need to be held accountable for their actions.
Because we live in white male patriarchy, white men set what's socially acceptable. So with you all setting what's socially acceptable, the degenerate behavior.
Drew, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, that guy,
Honestly, before
the guy in the red hat, he was hurt. You know what I mean? He was hurt. He couldn't believe what was coming out of the mouths of these black women. The thing is that bothers me is I haven't saw one black woman denounce what those black women were saying, man. Could you imagine if black men were getting on Clubhouse and TikTok and they were talking about we just need to get rid of these black women and everything will be better? And could you imagine? Could you imagine? Look, I remember I got into it with my mom one time. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I wasn't necessarily getting into it. I was allowing her to speak, but I remember I was showing my little sister something that black women can do on television, on that television, that can be very dangerous for African American men. These things that can be said on the television can make African American men subhuman to the point where if you kill them, it's not a big deal because even their women are having a problem with them. You know what I mean? And my mom, she got offended by me doing that because this was her, she was telling her story. But I was like, can't no black man get on television and talk like that about black women? The whole show would be shut down on the next episode. The next episode would not make it. What was the show called? Look, listen, the things that she says, watch, you're going to be like, oh my God. If a white man said that about a white woman, they would get shut down. Now, if a white man said that about a black woman, that's a different story. We have a lot of radio hosts that have said some crazy things about black women, and the black women blamed us. When Don Imus came on there and was talking about those nappy-headed hoes at Rutgers, am I going too far back? Those black women came out and started blaming Nelly for the tip drill video. Will say it's dangerous out there more than ever before. Watch out for the, mentally broken. Yeah, that's some real shit. The show was The Real, and it was this fat black woman. They always got a fat black woman on these talk shows. And she was talking crazy about black men. The Real, she was talking crazy about black men. That's why I say, I brought my mom as an example to show you guys that they stand in solidarity. They get real quiet when it comes to any type of hatred when it comes towards us. Very dangerous rhetoric that comes towards us. The Real. Dang, it was The Real. Dang, I can't find it. You remember the Don Imus? Yeah, you guys remember. Remember when Don Imus came on there and called black women nappy-headed hoes? And the next day, they started blaming black men. Oprah came up there and she started talking about Nelly and the rappers. The rappers are using B words in their lyrics, and Nelly went up there and did the tip drill with the credit card through the butt cheeks. Remember that? They completely ignored what that Caucasian man said about those black women. And they started blaming random Negroes. Listen, I'm not trying to keep the war going. I'm not. I'm just saying, fellas, be careful. It's like my man Wisdom said. Be careful. Be careful. Stop. You have no allies. You have no friends. I would say that the Caucasian woman is more of an ally than the black woman. The Caucasian woman that's upset with her family is more of an ally. That brick lady thing is inexcusable. Yeah, y'all could talk about 2 incidents, OJ and Bill Cosby, but we got a lot of black women out here that are being ignored for their actions that they have been doing for a very long time. Oprah became a billion-dollar industry. Oprah became a billion-dollar industry because all of her shows were about attacking black men. They hated on Nelly, but now all the female rappers have credit cards swiped on their butts. That's funny. It was the real. It's hard for me to find, but the real, just big black mammy came up on there, was just talking bad about black men. And I was just like, oh my God, she's allowed to get away with that? If a black man came on there and was just talking crazy about black women, oh, the show I was talking about was Family Matters with Steve Urkel, man. That's one of the greatest shows. If you're a productive black man, that's a great show to watch. Okay, I think I found it, guys. Oh, look at this. This is something that
Black community.
look.
I wanna,
This
I don't.
they was on television talking like this. This dehumanizes you. This is the reason why you have the George Floyds and stuff. You're not a human.
Community. I wanna, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true, faithful relationships. They think because they have money, because they have power, that they can treat women any kind of way.
Lonnie Love is saying things.
And that is something we need to work on. We need to work on that. That
Together.
money and power does not mean that you can just do whatever
I think
you want to
sadly
do.
in so many cultures that is the whole machismo thing, like that goes across the board. But I'm gonna
No,
say
it's not across the board, because what is happening is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery, and we are descendants of slavery, and because our families were broken up, we still do not have an idea of how to have together families, because our families were broken up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until we really
from that
start.
perspective, I absolutely,
Wow.
I absolutely agree.
See, that's how they pull you in. That's how they pull you in. Oh, it was slavery. Where the census, they pull you in through the heartstrings. But this lady just came on and made a crazy, bold statement about black men with power need to be eradicated. Because when they get power, they don't know how to be faithful. This is ridiculous. This is dangerous.
60s and 70s. Like this is a long. Ooh.
So when you hear because I want to say when you hear Joe Budden say, you know, well, you know, he worked so hard. It's not a bad thing. He's saying, you know, Kevin don't want to be poor no more. Okay, so he's like, let me go out here and make this money because.
And look what they're wearing. Look what she's wearing. That is a look, God, look what's on her head. Look at it. Examine it. Study it. Look what's on her head. That should already let you know what's going on here. That should already let you know. She thinks she's so deep. She's on television telling people this. Majority white people watch this show. And look at this. Look what she's got on her head.
Go back to where I was in Philly. So what he was saying was he was using it as an excuse, and we modernize it and say, but that's not, no, but you got to understand the whole psychology behind it. That's the reason why he's working so hard, because he don't want to go back to where he came from, because then he'll lose the power.
And working so hard is affecting his relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is a
conundrum.
Correct.
It's dangerous. That's very dangerous talk. Could you imagine if a black man had a television series on television and we were talking like that, and we came on there and said, the reason black women ain't shit is because of slavery? They would cancel that show. I believe the show is canceled, but that was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, they got this fat black mammy on here talking about if you give these niggas power, there's no controlling them. That's dangerous talk. It's very dangerous talk. That's the reason why we're not seeing black African American. We're seeing all the black African American men losing their power. They went after Diddy. I don't want to hear shit about no goddamn Diddy. Diddy has done, in my eyes, he has done nothing wrong. Diddy is no different from the Caucasian people who do the same thing. But they will never call them out. They're going after you and Sly, yeah. As they should. Steve Urkel. It's one of my favorite shows, man. I can't watch that. That was nostalgia right there. I can't watch the Steve Urkel show now. I think I did watch the Steve Urkel show the other day, and it made me laugh. But you got to look at the Steve Urkel show, and you got to look how they treated Steve, the women. There was one girl in there that loved the hell out of Steve. You know what I mean? And that's a message for men. You know, choose the girl that loves you. Don't be going after these Laura Winslows. Laura Winslow was grossed out by Steve Urkel. And he was the ultimate man. He was the ultimate man. He was so smart. The man was taking DNA of Bruce Lee. He took the DNA of Bruce Lee and sticked it in his arm. He went through some type of chamber and he came out with the skills of Bruce Lee. The man was building rocket ships. The man was building all types of time traveling machines. The man was able to take the DNA of Carl and Steve Urkel, and Steve Urkel's DNA got him to Carl, and Carl became Steve Urkel, man. The man was a genius, but he just didn't have the swag. The man had to go through some type of DNA splicing, some type of gene splicing to become cool in order for girls to like him. He was the same guy, but he just had swag. That is a show to watch if you really want to know, as a productive black man, what's going on out here. The Jew created that. The great Jews. The great Jews, they created that show. The Jews back in the day were lit, man. When it came to television series, they made some shows. I don't like the girls that like me. Hey, you'll learn the thing about men, you will like them. I think with I think with majority of my relationships, initially there wasn't an attraction there. You know what I mean? I think with most of my relationships, I can say initially what I want is not what I can say I want. What I want is a girl, some type of Asian, slim, a little booty bubble, pretty feet, long legs, a darker skin Asian woman, Chinese. I could say that's what I want, but I never got that. You know what I mean? But I would say that getting into relationships with these girls who weren't specifically that type, I was able to say, "Oh my God, this is a pretty girl." You know what I'm saying? I was dating a Caucasian girl, and I was so wrapped up on her being Caucasian, and then I was looking at pictures of her, and I was looking at this, and I was looking at that, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is a beautiful woman." But she came for me. She came for me. I was coming for Hope Edwards, 5'11" black girl, half black, half Asian, pretty feet, long legs, all that, long hair. Hope Edwards didn't want me, but she was. I want to say she was playing me like a fiddle, but I wasn't like spending money or anything like that. Hold on, my phone's about to die. I wasn't spending money on the chick, but I was giving her attention that wasn't necessary because she wasn't feeling me. My feelings were getting all wrapped up because she would give me a little bit of attention, and I thought I was going through the gates, but I didn't go through anything. She hit me up years later after for the reach back. Hit me up years later on Facebook, talking about I'm in. Are you still in Jersey? I'm in Virginia, or something like that. And I didn't answer her goddamn text. I moved on. Hold on real quick. The reach back, all the dude she wanted, tossing her to the side. Now she wants to come to me. Now y'all want Steve Urkel. Damn it. Yeah. I want a brown-skinned Asian or blonde. Zoe Simpson, yeah. Nah, you can't punish a man for being young. But I can say that the girls that came after me, who I got into my most serious relationships, there wasn't an initial like a thing, but when I'm around them, I'm looking at them, and I'm going, damn, this chick is kind of hot, And then, you kind of, through sexual intercourse, and you're sleeping next to each other, and the energy starts to conform and confine, all of a sudden you start to go, hey, you know what? I got feelings for this person. I care for this person. And the girl from Steve Urkel's show that was infatuated with Steve, she was 10 times better looking than Laura Winslow, but that wasn't his initial type. His initial type was Laura. It happens. It happens. Fellas, we don't know how to pick them. We don't know how to pick them. The ones that got it the worst is the rich mother suckers, because they think that they got the chick. Yeah, you got her attention with your money, but she don't like you. You keep seeing all these dudes get it cheated on by guys with nothing. You're seeing guys like what's this new simp? He's the new simp right now. Akash Singh. he got an Asian baddie, slim, slender, cute face, pretty teeth. I know her feet are pretty. She don't like that boy. Yeah, you got her attention, but you're never going to get her in a way where the way that she genuinely likes somebody, she'll never get that. He's never going to get that. The guy that she genuinely likes doesn't have to marry her. Doesn't have to put a ring on her finger. He can get more submission from her than Akash Singh will ever get. The guy that she genuinely likes doesn't have to spend a dime. Akash Singh has to spend money. He has to spend all of his money on a woman that doesn't like him. It's a dirty game out here, man. That's why I say, guys, not even I had to learn it from the OGs before me. That girl that likes you is the one, you know what I mean? I had this girl, 5'6" Haitian girl, tall. I don't remember her feet, long legs. She was like just an afterthought, you know what I mean? Like I really wasn't on her like that. She lived in New York City, and she would take the train from New York City to my house every week. She came over here, man. I was annoyed. Opening the door, hey, what's up? Took her upstairs, had her in all types of sexual positions, sexual demonstrations, you know what I mean? Just whatever, you know? In comparison to Hope Epperts, where I was driving to her, and she didn't give me nothing. Didn't give me a damn thing. I think a hug. I rubbed on her legs one time when we were sitting at the computer. That's it. Will Smith. Nobody want to hear Will Smith, man. They want to hear that real shit. Will Smith bought his wife. And look what happened. Well, he's got to share. He's got to share her with 18-year-old Pookies and Ray Rays. Will Smith, he's created some of the greatest movies, television shows, $1 billion. Still can't get no cooperation. Because he chose the chick that didn't like him. He should have got a white woman. Should have got a white woman. Or he should have did a Denzel and got a homely looking black woman. Or he should have did Barack Obama. Barack Obama, he's having problems with his relationship too. That's not a good example. Even the homely looking ones are rebelling. Ain't that a bitch? I saved you. And I can't get no respect. Look at this. Look at this. This is who Will Smith should have got. God damn, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Look at Will. This chick was all over Will Smith. I've never seen Jada Pinkett on Will Smith like I saw this white woman. Oh my God, she was all over him. Why is not the video not playing? See, the government's tapping into my thing. Charlize Theron was all over Will. Will was like, yo, chill. You know, like, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you blow. I've never seen Jada Pinkett on Will like this.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well,
I'd rather be single than have a heartless woman out. Yeah, It's an intelligent brother right there. Look at this. Look at this. Look, oh, hey, oh. Look at Will. I've never seen Jada like this on. Look, 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 look. God damn. She loves Will Smith. Look at this. That's the girl you're supposed to get. I've never seen Jada on Will like this. Look at this. Look. What's wrong with you, Will? You stupid. You stupid son of a gun. One more time. That's me right there, Hancock. Whoa. Yo, this chick was all over Will. They don't want to hear Will Smith. Look at this. She loves Will Smith. What is wrong with Will Smith? Look at this. Can somebody find this type of interaction with Jada and Will? Dang, look at this. Look at that. God damn it, look at this. I think Charlize has problems too. I think she has issues too. Don't get it twisted. But she likes Will Smith a lot. She really does. I think she has issues. But she goes crazy for Will.
Latest act of so-called heroics has...
They don't want to hear Will Smith, man. Come on, man. Oh, man. Yeah, you can tell, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I heard about Will, man. I heard Will was slanging and banging. I heard a lot of those guys do that. Denzel, he specifically, he be having women on his thing that he be dating. Denzel, allegedly. Denzel, if he does like more than 2 movies with you, he was slanging it, you know? Eva Mendes, and it was this other black girl. They was in 2 movies together, 2 or 3 movies together. It was Q, the black girl that played the mother in Q, and she was also in, what was it called? The Minority Report? What was the movie about the MK Ultra stuff? She was in that same movie. Denzel, if he likes you, if you're his girlfriend, he's going to put you in multiple movies with him. Will Smith does the same. Will Smith is as well. They were all passing around Eva Mendes, but the white boy was the only one to keep her. What's the white boy that's dating Eva Mendes right now? Eva Mendes, she looks crazy now. She done this into it's tampering into her face, but she was hot. Remember, she still was hot to me back in the day. But he was the only one. He was one of those guys, you know, when Kaz is running the train on that chick, and then the one guy falls in love with it. What's his name? The white guy. He's dating her right now. He didn't put a ring on her, but he's messing with her. He's spitting babies out with her. Ryan Gosling, is that his name? Where's everybody? Yo, 1RV Dash. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Zobi. Keep it up. Hey, man, thanks a lot, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks for the donation, dude. Thank you, man. Keep it up. I haven't been on YouTube, but I hear what you're saying, though. Where were we going? Yo, yeah, man. Get with somebody that loves you, you know, that likes you. You know you ain't shit, man, but she appreciates you because you can get away with a lot more, too. You get with a girl that likes you can get away, you know? Me, I don't really go around chasing women, so I can appreciate when a woman can come and humble herself and come F with me, you know what I'm saying? I think the last girl I ever chased was Hope Edwards, and that was what let me know, hey, I'm not doing this. I ain't doing that no more. Everybody's beefing, man. Everybody's fighting. And to be honest, I think some of these beefs and battles need to take place. We gotta let a lot of stuff off of our chest. Some of this stuff is corny to me. Some of these guys I think are just straight up cornballs. Myron Games and Tommy Sotomayor and stuff like that. Now, do I think they make great points? Yes, they do make great points. You know, a broken clock is twice right twice a day. But to me, I just find them to be incredibly corny. So I can't really listen to them when it comes to women and stuff like that. It's hard for me to take in the information. Do they make good points at times? Yes. But those guys are not, they're not it. You guys, you follow Zuby 70. I'm pretty sure you guys get a lot of girls. You especially way more than Myron Gaines and Tommy Sotomayor. God bless. I don't like going out of my way because if it's meant for me, I don't have to do the whole Chris Brown excuse me, miss approach. Excuse me, miss. Oh, I think approaching women is a beautiful thing. I do. I think when it comes to rizzing and approaching a woman, getting the phone numbers and stuff like that, getting out of your comfort zone, I think that's a beautiful thing. I totally, I'm proud of the young guys on the internet walking up to girls and getting their numbers and stuff like that. That's a very good thing. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with going, excuse me, miss. You know, I don't have nothing wrong with that. But if chase is kind of what, like I was saying, is chasing a girl who doesn't like you. Now, if you get the number and then you text the girl and then she doesn't respond and then keep on texting and keep on bothering her, and that's weird to me. She didn't respond. All right, screw it. F her. Go and approach another one. And I'm trying to tell you guys, I saw a joke from Corey Holcomb. And I'm telling you, I think now is the time to get out there and riz. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying, for you guys, now is the time to go out there and riz. I saw a joke from Corey Holcomb when he said that in 2026, and I think he's 1000% right. Do you guys know the episode of Tom and Jerry where that cat is digging out of the trash? He's got the trash can lid and he's digging out of the trash and he's just getting access to the trash on that lid. That's how the dating market is going to be in 2026. Y'all gonna be able to go outside and literally just start picking up the average chick. And they're all average. That's how easy it's going to be. That's how easy it's going to be. The way that things are going, man, it's I saw when Trump had cut off those, I don't know if it was Trump per se, but I saw the what was that called? SNAP benefits and the welfare benefits, all that was getting cut off, man. I was noticing a different tune, and I'm not talking about from black women.
Recently,
I saw women acting very different out there when those SNAP benefits, because that's what they were relying. The government was always the backup plan. But when the government got shut down, oh, baby, I saw a different tone in these women. And I'm talking about immigrants. I was like Jesus coming through. You know what I mean? I was like Jesus coming through when they saw me. When the government was on shutdown mode, majority of them are losers. No. There's no believing. I'm telling you, bro. I was like Jesus coming through. As you should be. Yeah. The tone with the immigrant women was a whole lot different. When ICE and all that was coming through, the all that little snappy arrogance, and all that coming from Hispanic women came to an end. We need to come together, my friend. What's happening with Donald Trump ain't right. I was like this. I got blacked on. I was talking to this girl. She was from, where was she from? From a Hispanic country, right? She blacked on me. And what's funny is, majority of the people who supported Trump were the Hispanics, right? So this Hispanic girl, she's all wrapped up into the news. I'm talking. We were talking every day, I'm like, oh shit, I was talking to this girl every day, right? She was calling me because the SNAP benefits was coming to the end. ICE was coming through. I was getting the calls every day, right? She blacked on me though. She was like, oh, what is your, because she would always bring up what was going on with Trump. And she was bringing on, well, Trump. And then she finally asked, and I would just be quiet when she bring it up, you know what I'm saying? She was asking me, and she finally asked me, well, what was my views on Trump and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know what's really going on out here in the world. I'm just working, doing my thing. I don't really get involved with all that. And really, I haven't. All I cared about was not getting that Indian woman in office. They kept claiming she was black. I don't know why they kept doing that. The Indian woman in office, because that would have been horrible. That was the only thing I was focused on. Just do not get the Indian woman in office. Do not get her in office. And then she didn't get in office. So now I'm like, I just haven't cared. I've just been focusing on me and my anime, my gym, relaxing, whatever. So I really wasn't in tune to what's going on. I know what's going on, but I don't really care. And she was like, she turned into a monster. The demon came out. They all have a demon in them. A demon came out, bro. And I'm glad that the demon came out. Because I could have lied and said, oh man, it is wrong. What Trump is doing is wrong, But I gave her the political, I gave her answer, hey man, I'm not really involved in all that. And she said, she's got a thick accent, but what I heard was, you little punk. You know what I mean? She said, God, like this monster came out of her voice. Hey, you little punk. And I was like, what the freak? Now, the old Zobi would have blacked right then and there after hearing you little punk. You know what I mean? But I stayed quiet. The old Zobi would have lost it. You know what I mean? Like, what the freak? This woman just called me, some stupid Hispanic woman just called me a little punk. That would have made me go off. But I just sat there. I was like, and I just let her talk. I was like, go ahead and keep talking. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see if an N-word was going to slip out of there. But she didn't resort to using the N-word. But the little punk thing was crazy to me. So she kept talking. And after the conversation, I was like, I can't sit on this telephone and have you talk crazy to me. I have to go. And I hung up. Just hung up. And that was it. That was the last time. I believe that was the last time we talked. I think we made plans to do something for Thanksgiving, but that's out the window now. But I think she tried to call me about Thanksgiving, the turkey, and this. You still going to do the Thanksgiving thing, and I didn't respond. I went to my grandmother's house. That was it. Yeah. Have you tried some Zaza? What's Zaza? How we let Snap replace men? That's a good question. But I told you there's been an attack on men for a very long time. It's that Aztec DNA. It was a demon that came out. You little fuck. I was like, I heard the monster voice. I heard the voice. It was at first with Hispanic women, you gotta be very careful with Hispanic women because they'll try to big you up. Oh my God, you're just so this and you're so cute and your skin and you're so Hispanic women will really big you up. You know, and then as a black man, you gotta be very careful because you're not used to that. You're especially with the black woman, she's not gonna sit there and tell you how great you are. You know what I mean? She'll show you through her actions. You know, the black woman will do things through her actions, but she's not gonna sit there and be just bigging you up. You know what I'm saying? But the Hispanic woman is very good. She can really gas you up with those words. But if you're smart, you know what's happening, so you don't fall for the bullshit. You know what I mean? But Hispanic women are very good at gassing you up. So she was doing all that gassing up shit. But as soon as I didn't want to talk about politics, that was the trigger. That's what got her. She got mad as hell. Don't call me a little punk. I'm 6'12", and she was only like 4'11". But that was that demon, man. There's a lot of women that I deal with, and if you don't do what they say, what's up with women and fellas? Have you ever done this before? Now, I'm not saying men don't do this. I'm not saying men don't do this because I saw a dude do it too with my cousin. He did it. But what is up with women lying, fellas? Be honest? Has it ever happened to you? And have you ever done it? Because I've never done nothing like this before. A woman be straight up just lying to you, and then they get mad that you don't believe the lie. They're literally pissed off because you don't believe the lie. Has that ever happened to you before? I've never in my entire life lied to somebody like, yo, man, I'm just straight up lying right now. And then they didn't believe the lie, and I was like, what? Man, that's bull crap. What you mean you don't believe my... Have you ever did that before? Oh, marijuana? No, I never did marijuana in my life. The closest thing to marijuana I got to was walking and smelling the marijuana in the air. You've seen that before? What is up with that? What is up with women lying and then getting mad at you because you didn't believe the lie? That's crazy to me. Like, yo, I'm telling the truth and you don't believe my truth? No, you're lying. You're lying like a mofo right now. That shit happened to me a billion times. Motherfucker just sitting there just straight up lying to me. I don't believe the lie. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's got to make sense. You guys know that. And if I don't believe it, it's, oh my God, what is wrong with you? The older I get, the more I just walk away and say all right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what now I'll be outside of myself. You know what I mean? Like stuff is happening, but I'm outside of myself watching because I'm like, it's happened already. But the last 12 girls I was with, as you get older, you start to just notice things. You started to notice, I was thinking about this the other day. You start to notice the simulation. As a man gets older, he starts to notice the simulation. He notices that it's like when Neo finally wakes up and he sees ones and zeros in the Matrix. When he finally achieves the Matrix to them, you know what I mean? He goes into full Super Saiyan Matrix mode. He sees green and he sees the ones and zeros. And that's what I see now. Like I see the ones and the zeros and I see the green. Like that's all I can see now. I see the simulation. I see the coding. This is what women are going to do. This is what a cat's going to do. This is what a dog is going to do. This is what that's going to do. This is, you know what I mean? I literally see the ones and zeros every day. And now what I'm doing is altering the simulation. You know what I mean? For real. I'm literally watching myself alter the simulation. In the old simulation, there's no way I could walk up to a girl like that with that type of body. Hair coming down the back, pretty feet. There's no way. In the old simulation, I couldn't do that. In the new simulation, I just do it. And I get success. In the old simulation, I was afraid of something like that. That was something to fear. Now I'm just like, hey, there are no rules to this game anymore. It's like when you're in a dream and you realize you're in a dream, so you start doing weird shit in the dream. You're like, oh Sam, I'm in a dream right now. This ain't real. You know what I mean? I remember when I was young, I would notice I was in a dream, and then I would go try to find a girl and get active with her. You know what I mean? That poster is hot, ain't it? I got another poster I want to hang up. It's a Magneto X-Men joint. I got everything color coordinated. I want to get this. They got some cool One Piece posters I want to put over there. One with Nami in a bikini, and it's like the little characters in the background. Anyway, I'm babbling, guys. But I noticed the simulation is cranked up on.
I'm sure you're very tired of talking.
The simulation is very cranked up on high when it pertains to division. The division and divide is it's so high right now that it's gotten corny. You know what I mean? It's so obvious. I mean, like everybody's fighting with everybody. It's a constant fight. And like my man said, it's the distraction to take you away from the true purpose, and that is creativity. And creativity is the true revolution. What do y'all do for fun? I don't play video games, so like, what do you guys do for fun? I only be having like one day off a week. I had these last 2 days off because I've been under the weather, and it's cold, so I don't feel like going outside, man. So like my fun as a 41-year-old has been like going to the gym. I got a gym membership at LA Fitness, perfecting and sculpting my body in the simulation. And like my gym has a sauna. Going in that sauna is just the best feeling in the world, man. I feel so good when I get out that sauna, man. Then I go to Costco's. I'll go to ShopRite. ShopRite is here in the East Coast. It's like a food shopping district thing, whatever. I'll go to Trader Joe's. I'll go to Whole Foods. Go up in there and looking at the healthy things to eat. That's fun to me, yo. I bought me a pea coat. I bought me a little scarf. And I always wear a Playboy hat. I love going to these places. and watching women interact with me. Oh, it's so fun. So fun. I went to the fruit bowl spot. Oh, this is another thing, fellas. This is another thing I learned within the simulation when pertaining with women. I'm not saying this is a 99%, 999%, whatever, but I know this is going to sound crazy. But I learned that the women that give you an attitude, I don't know, not necessarily attitude, but you just be like, man, what the heck is wrong with this chick? You know what I'm saying? 999% of the time, if you go up to, we'll just say, I had to go to the fruit bowl place, but you guys, you say if you're going to the Starbucks and you see this girl, cute little thing, you know, Caucasian girl, skinny, not really too tall, but she's cute. You could tell she has pretty feet. Body is okay, nothing really too special. And you notice, there's white folk. How you doing? Hi. Being nice to them. I'll just put the scenario on me. Like on Thanksgiving, I went to Dunkin' Donuts and then there was this girl with a hijab on, but she was cute, real cute in the face. But I could tell everything was nice. Young girl, she probably was in her early 20s, 18, 19 or something like that. And I saw her interacting with all the customers. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. Happy Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. She didn't say that, but just whatever. She's being nice. And then when she gets to me, it's like, it's all of a sudden it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, can I get the, some green tea with some honey, please? Green tea with honey, is that it? That was it. That was it was for me, right? Is that it? I'm like, yeah. And then she just, my meal was over. She can't even remember her seat and then looked on to the next person. Now, everybody else she was being friendly with. Did you know that 99% of the time that chick is digging you? Did you know that? I didn't know that. I learned that within the simulation. I learned that the girls who were being quick with you, being a little weird with you, what the hell is wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? Used to leave those days like, damn, what the fuck was up with that? You know what I'm saying? What's up with her attitude? I'm trying to tell you, she was feeling you. I learned that. I went up into the fruit bowl spot, and it was this girl, tall white girl. Nothing really special about her. She's just white, right? And she's tall. So, tall girls do something for me, right? Every time I go up into the fruit bowl spot, she was always giving me some type of attitude. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Can you speak up? You know what I mean? I used to be like, yo, I swear to God, I'm a roundhouse kick this chick. You know what I mean? I go up into the fruit bowl spot. That's the last time I went up in there, right? And she was there, and I was mad. I was like, man, damn, I'm about to fight with this chick today if she tries to get snappy with me, right? I come up there, I'm wearing the pea coat. I just got out of the gym. I got the pea coat on. My skin is glowing red. Got the scarf on. Pow, pow. The hat, pow. And I guess she chose this time to be nice. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, I remember you. I remember your face. I was like, okay, I forgot what it, no, I came in bright and early. I came in right now. She's like, and there was another people that came in, some black people that came in early. And I remember she was just like, man, everybody, you guys are here early. And I was like, I just got out of the gym, you know what I'm saying? Oh, gym, what gym you go to? Now she wants to strike a conversation. This chick is always being rude and nasty to me. But today, it was different. Oh, I remember your face. Your face, I remember it. I'm like, oh man, this chick is digging me, man. MashaAllah, brother, you can have a Muslim wife soon. I wouldn't be against that. When I was growing up, my father had us within the Muslim religion. I respect the discipline and things of that such. I like the praying. I like the fasting. I wouldn't have anything against that. Only thing is, I'm just not a guy that can be part of groups because I just if I was going to practice my Muslim beliefs, it would have to be within the comfort of my home. I cannot be around a gathering of Muslims and things of that such. I cannot be part of a group, the Black Muslims or the Nation of Islam. Nothing against those guys. I'm just not I can't be a group person. I'm a completely by myself type of guy. It's either going to be me, my wife, and my kids. That'll be the only group that I can have, or my parents and my sisters. That's the only group that I can really kick it with. Outside of that, I just can't do the group activities. Yo, Renji, what's up? Renzi, what's up, dude? We're in here just babbling. I'm babbling, man. But yeah, from now on, fellas, when you go into these establishments and the girls, sometimes they just might be nasty, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, 9 times out of 10, they're digging your swag. Girls just don't know how to, you know what I mean? Girls are just awkward in that way. A lot of them are losers, though. I don't give a damn what race. A lot of them are straight up losers, especially nowadays, man. Oh my God, whatchamacallit, he tried to save them from their loserdom, but they cheered him on when he passed away. I didn't watch Kevin Samuels, but he tried. He tried with these women, man. When he died, they cheered, bro. They were cheering. They were getting up on their thing and they were celebrating and dancing. They've been talking about black men for years. As soon as a black man comes out and calls them out, they celebrated his death. He tried to warn them. He tried to warn them, but I'm trying to tell you, fellas, y'all gonna be able to go out there with your trash can lids, turn it over, and you're gonna be picking out the trash and putting it on the lid. You're gonna be able to do things out here that you never thought you can do. It took me 40 years to learn this. But now I'm like, wow. I'm mad that it took me this long. Losers. Losers. Seriously. They were when they were sitting there and talking about no scrubs, I don't want no scrub, and they were talking about you better call Tyrone. That was a projection. They were projecting who they were. They were calling you gay. There's nobody more gay than women. I'll repeat that. There is nobody more gay than women. There is a cosmic shift going on right now that I'm very proud of what I'm seeing the fellas do on the internet, man. I'm very proud. And they're talking amongst each other. I don't think there is a gender war between men and women. I just think a lot of men are just explaining what's going on, and a lot of men are waking up, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I think it's a very beautiful thing that we are on these platforms, we're talking to each other, and we're breaking down the characteristics of the woman. We're breaking down they're losers. 99.9% of them are losers. Losers. That's why they get with losers. Like, damn, how can these girls, I got my own place, I got my car, I got a job, I got everything they want, man, but they still choosing dirty white boys or Pookie and Ray Way. What's going on? They're losers themselves. Losers begun losers. The thing is, they think because they got a vagina and they're 30 and 40, they think that they could turn it around and get you. And that's bullshit. They can't get you. They can share you. They can share you. You know what I mean? What? Huh? I could fit you in my schedule. You can Tuesday you can come through. But the only girl that deserves that #1 spot, man, fellas, is the one that likes you. Yeah, start cooking. If I was you, I would be single for the rest of your lives. I just got out of a relationship. I don't think I don't see myself getting into another one. Girls are just gonna have to just leave me alone. Because if they ever try to say, so what are we? What is our status? I just don't want to do the girlfriend and boyfriend thing no more. It's corny. It's whack. They be mad at you and you don't even know why they mad. You be like, what's going on? What? Everything was just cool. What happened? And it's some shit that they think that you should be doing at that moment in time, and you don't even know. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? And they got some deep-seated hatred towards you, and you're like, what the hell did I do? And all you did was go to the gym and then make them mad. You know what I mean? Or you're working on perfecting yourself, and that'll piss them off. That'll make them jealous. You need to get them away from you. When you start noticing those patterns, when they start getting jealous of you, I think every single girl I've ever been with got jealous of me. Man, I'm about to start drawing them out. You know what I mean? Zobi, you and Mamacita, yeah, we broke up. Women are the problem in dating. I don't want to say that, but you might have a point. I don't want to be in a relationship no more, man. I want to be in relations, but I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm definitely not ever going to get married. Hell no. I got so many old timers coming up to me and telling me, I just be walking down the street and the old timer would come up and say, don't get married. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. He just told me, unless it came from the spirit world or something. Some random old guy came up to me asking me if I was married. I was like, no, sir. Good, stay that way. And then drove off. I said, what the hell is that? I had so many old timers, man, come up to me telling me, don't do it. I feel like the path that I'm living is the right path. I mean, you guys see me on here talking, but I think the single path is the best path. All they need to do now is make prostitution legal, man, and we in business. I'm not a pervert, so I don't really need a prostitute or anything like that. I don't consider myself, I'm a pervert. I'm the golden boy. Don't get it twisted. You know the Golden Boy anime? Don't get it twisted. I'm a pervert, but I'm not a pervert in the aspects of going out there. I'll be damned if I pay a woman some money to sleep with me. That's insane. I have nothing against somebody who wants to partake in anything like that. But there is a thought floating in my mind right now. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I have no intentions to do it, but it would be a good day off. You know what I mean? I think I might roll up in some of these. I think I might have to spend one of my days off at a what's those places called? Come on, fellas, help me out. They're the modern day brothels. They're the legal brothels. If it was blacks doing it, they would shut it down in less than 24 hours. What is these modern day brothels called? What do they call them? Women are disregarded everything if a man is above certain looks thresholds. You are left with child support payments. What's this place called, guys? Come on, guys. I know y'all in here, man. Y'all taking naps. Y'all love to take naps during the Zobi stream, man. You guys are putting the streams on and you're napping. What is those places called, man? Massage parlors? I wouldn't mind popping up in one of these Asian massage parlors one day and just get a massage, and then once we get to the end, hey, here's a tip, man. Take care of me, please. Yeah, this massage parlor. Can you take care of that? Bow. You know what I mean? I'm watching these guys on TikTok. They're coming up in there with those glasses on. They're going up in there with the massage parlors, catching these chicks. I went to a massage parlor, and it was cold as hell. I go up in there, and the chick is wearing Daisy Dukes. I'm like, why is she? It's hot. It's cold as hell outside, and she's dressed like it's the summer. I was like, oh, this is some type of modern day brothel. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a happy ending. Take care of that, man, please. All right, thanks, man. Going home. I don't watch porn anymore, so I got to find some way to. If I needed to find a way to release, let's go up there. You still pay for service, not getting serviced. That'll be a good weekend, man. A good day off. Go run to the gym, hit the sauna. If video games were good, I'll grab me a video game. Go get some food at the Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. Stop at this massage parlor, Heaven on Earth massage parlor. Order 2 of them. Come on, man, hurry up. What's wrong with you, man? You trying to cut it from the black man at the buffet line? Oh. Chris Tucker did it. I'll be going overseas soon, Lord's willing. My sister is moving to South Korea. So I'm going to be taking trips over there, and I'm going to be doing some live streams. Spend the rest of my 40s traveling overseas. I want to go to China, Japan. I haven't had much interest to go to Japan as of lately, but I would like to go to Japan, Korea, whatever's clever. I would spend the rest of my 40s just out there. Then my 50s, I think I'll probably still do some traveling. But chilling. The new Digimon Time Strangers made me realize how horrible Pokemon is now. I didn't play it. I watched a few gameplay clips, but I didn't see anything that really enticed me. Pokemon Za didn't look too good either. Just didn't interest me. I like to look at older Pokemon gameplay like Black and White and Heart Gold. If you want to see, you would be walking God, especially if you went to the Philippines. The women there love black men. I'm not really going for dating. I hear what you're saying though. You're 100% right. I mean, if I just go out there and I see an Asian girl with pretty feet and long legs, then it is what it is. But just kind of just traveling. I would never go for passport bro reasons, looking for female attention, because I'm not trying to brag. I'm not saying I'm the best looking man in the world, but I already get attention here. And Filipino women, yeah, they're cool over there, but I ran across some Filipino women here when I was living in Arizona, and they were the most unpleasant people to be around. They made it to America, so now they're dating some ugly I was working at this spa. I was a custodian, and there was these Filipino nurses, and they were all with the chip tooth, dirty Caucasian guy, but they swore they were the shit. They swore they were the shit. So I don't really rock with the Filipinos like that. My father told me he enjoyed the company of the Filipino people, but the ones in America are horrible. It just looked like the usual Bandai slop. Yeah. Uh, I'm pretty sure Digimon Time Strangers is great, but I'm just bored. I'm bored of that simulation. I'm bored of it all. Boring. What else? I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. What else happened, guys? I think that's it. There's some cool Dragon Ball SH figure art figures that are coming out. They got the Goku God, Super Saiyan God. Target sells the SH figure arts. I still like collecting toys. What I got? My newest toy is Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. And Goku from Daima, the tall one though, the adult one. And I had Street Fighter figures, but I took them upstairs. I got a few records, the Nat King Cole Christmas and the Charlie Brown Christmas. I got those two. I've been on an anime spree. I've been going crazy on anime. This is the Blu-ray, but they're coming out with a 4K version. And I tried to watch this movie, but it's not good. But well, it's good. I watched it recently, and I said, "Oh, it's not too bad." I still the movie that stole from this movie, Black Swan. That's a good movie. I love this movie, Dragon Ball Superhero. People like the Brawley movie better than this, but I think this is way better. I collect a lot of anime now. What I got here? This is my Black Friday pickups. Hajime no Ippo, the complete season. That was like $99, but I dropped down to $50. Samurai 7. That was anime that I thought was trash, and then I watched it recently, and it was dealing with some real deep stuff. That was on sale. Outlaw Star. This was an anime I thought was trash, and then I watched it and I said, they're dealing with some deep stuff. They got some outer space stuff. There was a scene where they were running from these warlords, and the one guy had some type of magical powers, and they were running away, and the magical powers was chasing after the spaceship. It was some old dude. It was I was like, yo, sometimes I'll be seeing things that just be looking cool. Grave of the Fireflies, I got that. I've been had this, Transformers. I got this, Grimgar. The art style is amazing. I've been had this. But I was just watching anime. I bought this. Has anybody ever saw Mushoku? What is this? Mushoku Tensei? This is a pretty interesting anime. First episode, the guy dies, and then he gets reincarnated into a fantasy world. Anybody ever watch this? Starting to invest money for the future. Yeah, man, that's the best thing to do is save money. I spent a lot of money on Black Friday on these Blu-rays, but I'm gonna get back to saving crazy. This is just a good movie. Coming to America. What else we got? Digimon, Dragon Ball Z Brawly, Future Boy Cone. I've had these already. Oh, this is Hook. This is just a good movie, Hook. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I got Golden Boy, Blu-ray. I'm the Golden Boy. GTO, Rama 1/2, Full Metal Alchemist, Inuyasha. These are my figures. Yamcha, Goku, Luffy. What else did I grab? I think that was it. These been here already. These are just Disney and weird stuff. These are my books that I need to read. That's Goku. I don't buy Funko Pops anymore. Junk, pure garbage. Hook, and the OG Jumanji. I love Hook, man. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Hook, Rush Hour 2, Goodfellas, and Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. I love those movies. But Hook is, I love Hook so much. Charlie Kirk assassinations, what do you think? Oh man, I don't know. I didn't even know who the guy was. No, I'm not saying that to say that his, anything bad about his death. I remember somebody had posted something about him in the Discord. He was debating with a black guy, and he was the black kid. It was at a college, and the black kid was talking about reparations for Black Americans, and Charlie Kirk said there's no need for that because we already have black people in commercials. Whatever your stance is on reparations, I didn't think that was a good excuse. We got black people in commercials and in television shows, so there's no need for reparations. I said, what the hell? Well, you can keep your commercials because the commercial's gonna have us gay anyway. And let me get a check. Whatever your stance is, I didn't think that was a good excuse. That was the only thing I saw on him, and I just thought, what the hell, this guy's that was a stupid debate. And then all of a sudden I see this guy die or get shot, excuse me. And it became a big thing, and I was just like, I didn't really know who the guy was. It was kind of like George Floyd. I didn't, when George Floyd got killed, I didn't understand the big, whatever that was, whatever the hell that was. I didn't understand it. I knew what it was for. I knew it was to get black voters to go out and vote out of fear. But I didn't understand. It didn't make any sense to me. And then it just went away, Usually when things happen and they just go away, it's interesting to me. Like when that black girl, no, excuse me, when that white girl got stabbed by that big black guy on the train. Remember that? That was crazy. And it just went away. Right after Charlie Kirk got shot. Nobody cared about that anymore. They just moved on to the next thing. That was weird. That was strange. I always have my Suicide Squad theory because whenever I see something like that, I always think about the Suicide Squad. I always have my theories because that same thing happened. Something strange like that happened with the Stop Asian Hate thing. And people were going, oh my God, look at all these black people going around attacking the Asians. And it just didn't make any sense to me, But it made sense to everyone else. Caucasians, immigrants, LBGT, everybody just thought that makes sense. Blacks are attacking Asians. And they would get these big, brolic black guys to punch and knock out Asian people. And they were never mad at the guy. They were never mad initially with the Stop Asian Hate and with the white girl that got stabbed on the train. They were never mad at the guy initially. They were always mad at the people around that were watching the incident happen. You know what I mean? That was weird to me. That was weird to me. But I think, and then all of a sudden the guy was psychotic, something was psychotically wrong with this guy. And you're going, what the hell is this psychotic guy doing roaming the streets like that if he's just that crazy? I think it's a killing two birds with one stone situation. I think this girl, whoever this Caucasian girl from where was she from? We were sending money to them we were sending trillions of dollars to them for no reason to fight against Russia. What were they called? I forgot what they called. The programming left my eye. What were they called, guys? I believe AI has been here for hundreds of years. 90% of the clips on the news for decades have been AI. Ooh, wow. Wow. Ooh, that's another thing. That's another thing because that was weird. That was weird. My theory was it was on some Suicide Squad stuff. She came from, where did she come from? They're fighting Russia. It was a big thing when when Biden was in office. I don't know why I got Xanarkand in my head. It's called, what are they called? Ukraine. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot the damn place. Right. Ever since Biden left, nobody cared about the Ukraine anymore. We had to send money to them. Oh my God, we had to send money to them because Russia is so evil. We got to keep sending our money to them. Keep sending our money. And then Biden left, and all of a sudden nobody cares. But anyway, she was from the Ukraine, and it was this white girl, and she got stabbed on the train. And in my head, you know, from a guy who's been watching science fiction movies, from a guy, and I'm not trying to make light of her death or anything like that. It's just when I see things like that, I just go, this seems like it's a bigger thing, but they've transported it into a small black versus white thing. And I think that she was some type of Ukrainian spy or something like that. And they've been watching her patterns every day. She leaves, she goes to work, she comes here, she takes the train here. At this certain time, she's always at this train where around this time, you're going to catch her at the train. And I believe that's what they told this big black guy. She sits down in this spot right here. And I believe they probably told the black guy, because he's crazy and insane, he's probably did something before. Either we're gonna take some years off of your time, or we can help your daughter out somewhere. Go watch the movie Suicide Squad, the second one and the first one, when they were doing deals with these people. He comes through, boom, boom, stabs her, and then he just disappears. We don't know nothing about this man ever again. We don't have any information on the big 6'12" black man that just stabbed a white woman in the neck. We know nothing about him. He just disappeared. We know nothing. He's just a crazy Negro. That's all they told us. And he's gone. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him. You feel like a lot of these videos are AI. Now, yeah, once the brother said something about AI down there, I'm like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. Because a lot of people were saying that when he was stabbing her, there was no blood. You know what I mean? There was no blood on the knife and things of that such. Yeah, the AI is getting really bad. the AI is tricking me. You know what I'm saying? The AI is starting to trick me. I saw a cat video, and I just thought it was so funny, but it wasn't. It wasn't real. I mean, I'm laughing. I'm dying laughing at this cat video. The AI is getting so bad. You start sharing the video with your family and your friends. Yo, yo, look at this funny video, and then your friends are like, "Stupid idiot." You know, you come and show your girlfriend. Yo, babe, look at this. This is so funny. And then your girl looks at it and goes, "You idiot." You know what I'm saying? You Homer Simpson. You Peter Griffin. You know what I mean? You Dick Van Dyke. You stupid man. This is AI. And you're like, oh, sorry. The cat AI video smacking a woman in the face is funny, but it's fake. I didn't even know it was fake until my kids told me. Yeah. Somebody got to tell you it's AI. You idiot. This is AI. Ah, the videos, they're getting too real. The AI videos are getting real. And somebody said they have been participating in AI for a very long time. Yeah, you're right. A lot of things have been happening. They're saying that the AI goes all the way back to, and I know it's even before this, but it goes back to all the way to 9/11. They're saying that there wasn't that many planes that ran into the thing. There was one initial plane, but they made it seem like it was like three or four of them that was just running into the planes, boom, boom, but it wasn't really real. And the reason that those towers came down is because there was explosions. The towers were laced with explosions. Not just the towers, the buildings next to the towers went down. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. This is what they say. What do I know? AI Zoe getting platinum on the Uncharted series is they're gonna have Zoe. yo, I just got the platinum, guys. How great is that? The cat is driving a vehicle and you're falling for it. Yeah. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God, a cat is driving. Oh my God, come here, look. You know, this is what makes you stupid. You're bringing people to come look at it. Oh my God, look, honey, look at this. And your wife thinks you're so stupid. The kids, they think you're dumb. Your own kids. Peter Griffin. Because of the programming. Stupid dad. He's so stupid. Just like what mom said. I saw a cat driving. The cat tells you to. Yeah, I saw a cat talking one time. I said, oh my God, cats can talk? I knew cats can talk. I saw what was the video I saw? It was two videos with cats. The one cat had a mouse in his mouth, and he took the mouse. Somebody was cooking, and he took the mouse and threw it in the dish while the guy was cooking. And then everybody was like, "Oh, he forgot the secret the secret ingredient." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that cat, that's disgusting." And it was like, "Oh, it was AI," because I thought it was disgusting because the guy kept cooking the food while the mouse was in there. And then I saw another video where the cat had a mouse in his mouth. And he threw the mouse on the cat while he was on the floor, and the cat was like, "Oh!" And what made it funny was the guy in the background was screaming like, "Oh my God!" And I kept rewinding and rewinding. Then I went to the comments and they said, "Oh, this is AI slop," and they kept showing the cat's tail going through the furniture, and the guy had a shirt on and the words were all scrambled around. And I was like, oh man, this is AI. And I'm sending it to people. You know, I'm sharing Instagram clips with people. So stupid. Yeah, man. They were showing how the plane was going through the building, but it didn't go through. I was like, oh, and that's what they kept replaying these footages on air, but it was AI. They talk about that in the Minority Report. I think it's called Minority Report with Denzel Washington. At the end, they changed Denzel's character. They were showing how the computers were changing Denzel's character. It was Denzel coming through the thing, but they changed it into a white guy. That's not really a spoiler, but still, it's like it changed it to a white guy. Though it was crazy. They've been tampering with the AI for a while, but now they're choosing to tell you that this is your new god. So that's what gets you guys in trouble when you guys start making AI your god. That's scary. AI is coming for your jobs. You will have no reason to be alive anymore. There will be no use of anymore because AI, that's scary talk. That's crazy talk. That's your new god. AI can't take nothing away from me. There will be no more need for women. You will have AI girlfriends. Kids in school are learning from the AI. They're getting all of their information from Put the Shenmue 4 AI trailer they did. I saw a Final Fantasy X AI trailer. It would look good at first, but then the quality started getting worse and worse towards the end. What else happened, guys? What the hell else happened that I missed out on the topic? Nothing happened in gaming. It's been pretty quiet. Every day is just, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did this, Trump did that, and it's just annoying. Only thing I've been kind of focusing on is the gym, I guess. Oh, and my friend, she put me up on this Gunsmoke show. That's been fun. And I didn't know you could still get television from an antenna. I didn't know that. Remember back in the day, you used to put the antenna, you didn't have cable, so you just put the antenna on the back of the TV, and you take the ears, and you would have it adjust, and you get all the channels and stuff. You can still do that. I didn't know that. They got some good programs too. They got a cartoon channel. They got all types of stuff. There was a black channel. I was watching the black channel on Thanksgiving. Kobe, do you drink alcohol? No. Exercise, yoga, and art. Yeah, man, I was coming up with a few art ideas last week. I got to get back, do some sketches. But it was frustrating me because it's not coming out in the way I like it. I got to stop letting things frustrate me and just keep pushing through. Yoga, I don't do yoga, but I should do it. I need to get into meditation. I definitely need to get into some type of meditation. That's something that I think is missing. A Colombian woman told me that. I had the most profound conversation with a Colombian woman. I never have good conversations with women, ever. Talking to a woman is like a complete waste of time, but you do it because you care about them. But man, I had a good conversation with a Colombian woman because she was older. She was breaking it down. No alcohol, no drugs. I like sugar though. something that I need to work on. As of lately, I've been eating a lot of chicken for protein. About to have some chicken in a second. I'm tired of chicken, but I've been eating that. Um, I've been lifting a whole lot heavier, but I've been working out. I have a trainer, this African guy, real cool dude. He's musty though, but he's cool, and he's been training a group of us. Usually, I've been training by myself, but I got cool with this group of people at this one gym. It was a gay guy. He's mad cool though, but you got to be careful with the gays. You know what I'm saying? They'll try you. You know. But the groups that gym closed. It was Blink. It cut down, so we all moved to LA Fitness, and we went there, and like the group brung me in, and like you, and there's some baddies. They got some baddies. You know what I mean? So that's fun to interact with the baddies while you're working out, and you're pushing your limits, and the baddies are around you, so you gotta push. You can't look weak out there. Baddies. My approach is like if I'm my thing is the attraction approach. I when I get around the baddies, I don't talk. You know what I mean? I stay focused on the workout. This is me. Even though on my peripheral, I'm like, damn, look at this baddie working out right next to me. But I can't show any type of thirst. You know what I mean? I just stay real quiet. And that's what draws the baddies in. Why isn't this black guy not having his tongue waving and his lip dragging? That's different. Usually when the black guys come around, they're laughing at shit that's not funny. Nigga, calm down. You know what I mean? Usually when the baddies are around, the black guys, yo, hey, coming in for hugs and stuff like that. Me, I deliberately stay focused on the task at hand, and that is working out. But that magnetizes the baddies. You know what I mean? I see this one baddie, she's magnetizing towards me. I'm watching her too. I'm like, and in my head, it's like, it's just like the simulation. It's gotta, just don't do that. Because I'm goofy. I'm naturally goofy. So I can do a giggle or something, and I can really scare them off. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta stay focused. No laughing, no giggling. I'm moving by my gym soon. Zilby, are you Dominican? No, hell no. Hell! Goddamn, no damn Dominican or Puerto Rican. No disrespect, but I'm a black American. What's the new term now? What's the new term they call them black people now? Black Americans? Oh man, yo. There was this chick at my last gym. This is the new me, you know what I'm saying? There was this chick in my, she was mad skinny, but I could tell she got pretty feet, She was mad skinny. She would work out every day, but she would wear big t-shirts and stuff. But one time I'm over there doing my exercises. You know what I mean? I'm working out. And then she goes, good morning. She's from Venezuela or Argentina. You could tell by the accent, it's a lot more cute. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. How much more do you have to go? So I look over and I saw that there was an extra open bench. So I said, at first I said I got one more, but then I said, excuse me. And then she turned around with a smirk on her face. And I said, you know what, you can have this right here. I'll move over. No, it's okay. I can wait. It's okay. No. You got it. It's all yours. Are you sure? Yes, you got it. So we had that interaction, right? The next day, I remember I got really frustrated at this one time. This was years ago. I got frustrated because this Hispanic girl was rizzing me. But then the next time she saw me, she just kind of walked right past me. So I was kind of upset about that. But like I said, it's a simulation. Certain women do certain things. So she did the same thing to me. We had that interaction, and then the next time she sees me, she just walks past me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the old me, the more insecure me, the one that didn't understand the simulation, I would have been like, oh, that chick. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm working out, and I notice she's right there. And I look over at her, and she looks at me, and she says, hey, good morning. No, she says hello or something, right? And I said, I gave you my place that day, and you can't even say good morning to me? Oh, I am sorry. No, she looked at me like, and then she said, oh, I'm sorry, I am shy. I am shy. And I said, oh, no, I'm just messing with you. It's all good. But then I started to go to the new gym after that interaction. I was like, I'm going to LA Fitness where the homies was at. I'm going there. I got my trainer there. I'm about to get it in. So I see her the other day. She works at the cell phone store. I said, hey, man, you go to the gym? And she looked at me and she was like, oh, is that you? Is that you? Mind you, I haven't seen her in months. You haven't been to the gym. Why don't you go to the gym anymore? I was like, oh, I go to LA Fitness now. But I told her, yeah, I'll come back one of these days. I haven't been back. That just happened last Saturday. Wednesday, I'm going to pop up in there and continue the riz. Oh my God, is that you? She was turning red. Foundational Black Americans, is that what it is? Like I said, I don't believe in being in any groups. So I don't want to call myself some type of term on the internet and then the FBI is, you know what I mean? The FBI will find any reason to lock you down. Oh, he's a Moor, get him. He's a Muslim, get him. I stay in the gym though. I get up at 3:30 in the morning, get there at 5. I used to get up at 4, but then everybody was like, that's too late. We get here at 5 on the dot. I was getting there like at 5:15, 5:30. I would leave at 6:30. Anytime they got to stay longer, they got to take a shower there. I'm like, I'm not taking no shower there. Because I go home, I make myself my concoctions, sardines with eggs, or just plain eggs. Boom, take that down. Then I got my protein I take down, go to work, whatever. Sorry, am I boring you guys? What else? Can't think of anything. I think that's it. I think I'm going to watch Futurama, eat some chicken, take my protein. I don't want to go to sleep too early because I'll get up too early. I guess I'll do some cleaning. Put on some anime. Yeah, nothing's going on, man. It's been pretty quiet. We got the new year coming up. I was able to do some of my New Year's resolutions this year. My number one thing for 2025 was coming out of my, just getting out of the comfort zone, putting myself in situations that the old me would have been uncomfortable with. And I like to go outside now. It sucks that it's cold now, so I can't really go anywhere. But this Sunday, I usually, every Sunday is my day off, so that's when I get them going places, striking up conversations with people the old me would never do. Are there any good movies that came out? Fantastic Four, I saw that. It was okay. Sinners was cool. Sinners was okay. Weapons. I want to watch that. Damn, ain't nothing come out. Movies are straight ass. It was nice seeing you, Zobi. Hey, nice seeing you too. .39. But we'll be back. They'll never get rid of me. I'll be back. They'll never get rid of me. They've been tampering with this channel for years. I'm gonna start going to weddings and just pretending like I know people. Like in Wedding Crasher. Just start trolling. Holy Man, I want to watch that. It's on Prime. I think I'll put that on.